Oh, hi, you guys. First of all, thank you, Edmund, for straight up giving me the stream boss advantage. I get that stream boss advantage. Boom. Nat 20. Boom. Lovely. Thank you very much. And so, guys, if you guys want to come and play in any of our games, this is our campaign game. Every Monday we play campaign. But if you want to come and play in some of our one shots, we're currently running one shots Wednesdays and Fridays. Please get on the Discord because that's where I mostly recruit people. And also contact me on Twitter because that's where I do most of my messaging of people and group chats is in Twitter. So Twitter is a good thing to have if you want to come and play on the show. If you want to catch up with the rest of the season of the game that we are playing today, then YouTube is the place to be. Rumph, there I am. Yeah, Scratica Scream, Kid Battle Pit, welcome in, buddy. Yeah, so if you guys want to catch up on the rest of the season, get over on the YouTube. If you want to play, get on the Discord or the Twitters and hit me up there, because those are the places where I shall be. If you want to affect tonight's story, which will be DM'd by Alice, then hit that donation tab. First of all, you can, I respect all forms of support, including viewage and followage and things like that. So if you sit in chat long enough, you will earn great Scrattish pounds, and you can give us nat 1s, nat 20s, advantages, disadvantages, and if you save them Scratticus coins long enough, I believe you can get a stream boss. Also, if you donate £1, you can get advantage, disadvantage. £2 is a nat 20 or a nat 1. £5 is a good thing or a bad thing, non-specific, so it'll be decided by the DM. And £10 is a specific good or bad thing. As long as it doesn't affect the plot, we'll try and work it in some way. If it does affect the plot, you know, sometimes there's obscure things that do affect the plot. Then we'll ask you for another thing, and we'll go from there. So let's go and get the guys. Give them the secret wave that no one knows about. The secret wave, and we will go and get them. Transition. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Was awesome.
Emily is almost there. She's just trying to sort out the last few bits.
Okay, cool. In that case, I will definitely get Ambly to give us the recap in a second.
Okay.
Punishment.
Okay, I don't think she can hear us. Awesome.
Even better.
It's fine.
So, let's go round, and first of all, we'll start with Alice. How are you, Alice?
I am very, very well, thank you. I'm looking forward to getting back to D&D after a long weekend away and working. So, yep, I'm all good.
Yeah, we had a nice weekend away in Scotland. It was amazing. So, we'll go round, not in screen order, but in camera order. Ed!
Yes.
Hello!
That's me. Hello. I play Vraslion, the cleric that is in some kind of not losing of faith, but losing the faith in the church. His church, you know. And we are about to face a shadow beast, apparently. So I don't know how to deal with that.
Yeah, sticky situation from last time. Sticky.
Yeah.
Next up is Ali.
Hiya, I'm Ali. I play Charisse Pevensey, the undead skeletal sorcerer. So, yeah, she's always going through a bit of a tough time. I seem to have characters that just have unending pain and suffering caused. But no, I'm looking forward to this week after, and I'm home. So
Yay.
no more stuttering, no more robotics. I'm home.
Alex.
I'm so sorry.
It was fine. It was absolutely fine.
And no more robotics, and yeah, I'm excited for today.
Awesome sauce. So we've done Alice. Don't know if Ambly, are you back? You back?
I am back.
You're back.
Sorry.
Hello. So
Hello.
you, Ambly, you.
What about me? Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
To speak. Hello, I am Ambly. I play Ina Silver. That is a half-elf fighter, and she's on a quest to save her brother from being a cat, I guess.
It sounds so simple when like that.
Yeah.
but last episode a dragon spoke to her, and I think her goal might be, a few more goals might be added for where she's heading, and she's quite she's a physical person. She gets physical. That's Ina.
Awesome. And lastly, today I will be playing Aelar Galanadel, who is very confused in all of this. He generally just tries to get through life, being a little bit of a thief, being a little bit of a womanizer, being a little bit of whatever it happens to be going on at the time, and now all of a sudden he's got a sister, and then there's this child that's like potentially his apprentice, like if he stops being an idiot. Because he's got a great way with kids. Aelar has, if nothing else, he has a great way with children. I think we can all agree on that. There's also this thing in the background about his guild potentially, slaving and killing magic children or something like that. But, that's sort of become a subplot for Aelar now. This whole new family thing is a bit new to him. So, yeah, that's where Aelar is. And so, we'll hand over to Alice. For it is
and
her one
she
shot.
will hand back to Scrat. Please remember what happened last week.
Okay.
With your wonderful memory.
With my wonderful memory, which is not even slightly skewed by a short holiday and lots of sleep, I remember, in reverse order, a strange creature was attacking us in a library that no one else could see. We got to the library by solving a series of puzzles. The series of puzzles were behind a blocked entrance to the library by some guards, and the librarian woman was a bit rude. But it's okay because Cerise distracted her with a weird illusion thing. Before that, there was a dragon attack, and the dragon was attacking everyone, and it was just going mental. It was attacking people left. It was attacking people right. It was attacking even Ina. And that's
Even? What do you mean even? Ina ran towards it. Of course it was.
Yeah.
That it didn't attack.
It-
Or I don't think.
I didn't attack me. I got attacked by a drake and went in a bag.
No. And me and my idiot apprentice got attacked by a drake as well. I say we got attacked by a drake.
I got attacked by a drake and went in a bag. That was the summary for what happened to Sharice last week.
I remember that. Yeah, and there was nearly a bit of puppetry, but not quite. And before that, we were in Izzy's house, who is the child, and that is the recap in reverse order.
It's oh my
Why
lord.
did you go in verse?
Because I couldn't remember the right way round.
Retracing your steps,
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Perfectly fine, Scrat. I would say
Hopefully the audience.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you.
Are we ready?
yes.
Okay. Right, so where we last left you all, you had a creature running towards you. They just killed the dwarf that you had met in the library, and he had broken into a run towards you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Task Trap, for the biddies giving Ali an advantage.
You guys are absolutely darling. I love each and every one of you. Thank you. You're wonderful. Okay, so I am going to. They're running towards us. The creature
is running towards
It is.
you. It has literally in the doorway is the dwarf.
Okay.
Is it
And it has.
Can I?
If you remember, it pushed its fist through this dwarf's chest, who crumpled on the floor.
Okay. Can I just stride towards and just try and reach out a hand to just press against it?
It walks straight through you
Can I
and
try?
keeps walking forward.
Fuck.
Can I try to swing at it with my sword?
Yep.
Attack roll and other stuff like that.
Good start.
There we are.
Yeah.
As you swing at it with your short sword, the short sword glides straight through it, almost dividing it briefly, but it sort of shivers and back into its sort of human shape and keeps walking and walks past Ina.
Can I try to see where it's heading?
It is heading straight towards Anston and the elf that stood at the table.
Aelar, seeing the two people attack this thing, before now he was trying to hurry them through their map sketching, but now instead he'll be turning to them and going, right, whatever it is, wrap it up. There's no time. Go.
Okay.
Is there any way I can cast
I would like to cast Sacred Flame. And DC 13 dexterity save for that.
It's like it melts off of him and nothing touches him.
I want to
And he breaks into a run.
I want to try to use my orb.
Mm-hmm.
The black one that I got from, what was her name? Sun?
The goddess.
The
Sunlight,
goddess.
Yeah. As you pull this out, he sort of like recoils slightly, and it's like he's shielding his eyes, so he runs faster.
Okay, can I use Misty Step to get myself in front of Anston and the elf?
You can.
So yeah, Silvery Mist sort of surrounds this sort of already dark and glowing room as I glide sort of almost past everyone, teleport in front of Anston, where basically I almost just throw my arms around Anston protectively and turn my back away from
I draw my sunstone.
And you do. And nothing happens.
Was it some sort of a shadow creature?
This thing runs straight towards Keelan,
shit.
the elf.
I shielded the wrong.
And it's like it hits Keelan full blown in the chest, and he sails backwards and hits the wall and crumples to the floor.
I want to try to go between and
The shadow doesn't seem to be there anymore.
Okay.
Oh no. Okay, can I let go of Anston and go and inspect the elf, please?
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Medicine check?
He is slumped on the floor in front of you.
Can
like
I
propped up against one of the...
Okay, can I cradle his head and see if he's breathing at all?
Yes, you roll a medicine check for me, please.
Yeah, sure.
I do it on the dwarf then.
Whilst they're taking these away, can I take Izzy's hand and just draw him away from things, be it death, be it shadows? I don't want him near it.
Just like stand at the other end of the room sort of thing.
Yeah, I'll just sit and start teaching him anything. I'll just be like, remember the words, Peter Piper, Peter Pecker, Peppers. Like, just, like, teaching him.
He is repeating after you and just looking. He won't let go of you, but he is looking at the floor.
Yeah, I've still got him up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're holding on to him, and he's almost singing it into your shoulder because he won't look away. With that medicine check, you realise the elf is still alive. He is breathing. You see his chest rise and fall, and his pulse is fairly rapid.
Can I please roll an Arcana check?
Mm-hmm.
I did 13 for the dwarf.
Dwarf is dead.
Dwarf is dead. All right.
Dwarf is fully dead. A little mess on the floor. Okay, as you lean in to Keelan, his head snaps up just inches from you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, hello?
Oh.
And he smiles, and as he does, it's like his head almost moves. You know how a snake tries to mimic?
Yeah. I'm just gonna almost like tighten my hold on his shoulder and say, get out of his body right now.
I can't.
Yes, you can. He's not yours, is he? Get out.
I was sent here. I can't do anything until it is fulfilled.
And what are you here to do?
Talk to you.
Can I be having a quiet conversation with Izzy on the other side of the room?
Yeah, Izzy is still just like, Peter Piper, and he's just saying it.
Izzy, do you know any tricks? Have you ever done anything magical by accident? Have you ever been near a priest and things have lit up or anything like that? Just completely out of interest, not related to any situation we're in at all.
He's sort of shaking his head a bit, and then he sort of stops and goes, I set fire to my neighbour's boat once.
How?
I don't know.
Did you have any fire right with you?
I don't think I did. But I was near the docks, and there's always lamps and things around there.
Okay, I wouldn't worry about that. Now, remember, she sells seashells by the seashore.
Seashells by the seashore, and he just keeps on repeating that, and he sort of holds you a little bit tighter.
I want to collect Taran and sort of hold him.
Yep, Taran is round your legs anyway, so are you picking him up?
I'm picking him up and placing him on my shoulder and take my sword and shield.
Okay, he's quite poised on your shoulder, just
Yeah.
waiting. He's sort of arched up, he's proper fluffed up. Just sort of like he's not happy.
Can I almost sort of lean a little closer in so that our faces are very close to each other now and sort of, what is it you're here to say?
You know, I'm just here to send a message. I'm here to say he knows you're getting closer. And then he leans right up so that your nose actually touches each other and goes, he can't wait to meet you. And then he licks you.
My bones, lovely. Oh, that'll take weeks to wash off the smell. I'm afraid we've actually already met, if I'm to be correct as to who you've been sent by.
You are incorrect.
Oh,
So who are you sent by then?
interesting.
And he just smiles over at Rathin as he sort of slides past to look round Charisse. And he's just like, he told me about you. He wants to see you too. And you. And he looks round at Ina from the other side.
Well, who wants to see us?
He does.
Who is he? Does he
Dark
have a
One.
name? Dark One. Okay, so it's not like Bob or anything. A last
Bob?
name and host address?
Who is Bob? You also notice that this elf's eyes have changed. They have slowly, you can see it happening, they're slowly going black, like as if ink is spreading over them.
All right. I
Okay,
kind
you-
of... Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, you told us our message. Now leave him.
Okay. And he stands up, this elf stands up and says, I don't want this body, it's okay.
I
I've
got
don't
my
need
arms...
a body,
Yeah.
it's okay. Don't touch me.
I'm not going to touch you. I'll be sure to catch this elf when he inevitably crumples to the ground after you're done with him. Now get out.
And he sort of and wanders round to the other side of the table where all the maps are. He's like, you're looking in the right place. You are proving to be very good at distracting yourselves. And as I said, he can't wait to meet you. A war is coming. The war is coming again. And this body feels so odd. Like, and he sort of moves it around and he's looking at his hands like he doesn't like it. It's like he's grimacing at himself. And he walks over to Aelar. And he's, hello. And who's this?
I have nothing to say to you. And I don't believe you have anything of interest to say to me.
Okay. Well, that's fine by me.
Excellent.
He can't wait to meet you. And then he reaches out, and you hear Izzy whimper because he basically strokes Izzy's.
No,
head.
Izzy is way behind me.
I know, but he still reaches out, and he just says, especially this one.
I step in front and say, I have nothing to say to you, and I don't care to hear anything you have to say to me or the boy. Now leave.
I will let him know you are coming. And as you do this, the elf drops to the floor.
Can I catch him?
Roll me probably athletics, because you're going to have to move. You're on the other side of the room.
Aelar makes no attempt to catch him.
I didn't expect.
23.
Ina basically slides in on her knees and catches him dramatically as he lands. He's not hurt or anything because you've caught him fully.
Okay. She stands up in a heroic pose.
With this elf.
Yeah. God.
As you see this black spirit leave this body, and you see it down the corridor where all the memories were, and it picks up an orb which starts to scream because it's been touched like the same way when you did, and he looks back down the corridor and just smiles, and he almost like a split second, it's like he whizzes off and disappears out of the library
With the orb?
with the orb.
Shit.
And as this happens, all of the orbs start to scream.
Fuck's sake. Okay.
That should be deafening, really.
Okay, so the dwarf's
I
dead.
cover Izzy's ears.
Yeah.
I closed the door.
Nope, not dealing with that.
Still holding the elf.
Can I actually, can I quickly actually go and open the door again and stride back down the corridor to where the dwarf's desk was?
Okay, yeah, you do. It's
And
not that far down the corridor. It's literally
yeah.
just outside the door.
And
So
can I inspect the dwarf's desk and see if there's anything
Yep.
there? So what's that, investigation?
yes, please.
You got it.
Okay, you just see a desk full of lots and lots of papers which seem more like cataloguing, so numbers and things like that. There's an inkwell, there is a quill. It doesn't look particularly interesting or anything.
Is there like a book of records or anything?
No, that's what these papers seem to be. They're not like they're not well kept. People
Okay.
probably don't come down there often, so they won't have organized it. It's not like a library where you go check out a book.
No. Okay. And the orbs are still screaming, are they?
They are like, this is piercing.
Can I reach up and just grab one off the shelf and just try and hold it quite gently?
It starts to burn your hand.
Motherfucker. And I just slam it back down on the shelf and just
Can you roll me a strength, please?
Oh no, you're gonna break the memories.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Maybe I am.
As you do this, you slam it down and a little crack appears along the glass base, and you feel like a rush of wind comes out, like just as it seeps through the crack. And as it does, it's like the wind circles around you and just goes, Charlotte, and then disappears again. You can hear also in the room is Anston, who at the moment is like very wide-eyed. He's like, he seems to have taken on more of a serious pose. He's like, right, we need to get out of here. I don't know. He didn't finish drawing the map. Like, is there a way we can take the book?
We're taking it.
Yeah.
Will you help me? Like, and he's like yanking on the chain. Like,
Okay, can I let me see, what have I got?
I can.
Can I
try to drag it off. Pull the chain off.
can I conjure
Wait,
firebolt and try and burn
didn't
it?
the elf have a couple of keys, right? Like a big chunk of...
Those are for the doors and the gates. I mean, we can try, but there's a lot of keys. And it's a lot of screaming. And remember, there is an entire library above us. And they don't like noise.
Yeah, if you have some magic that can destroy the chain, then sure.
I mean, I can cast firebolt. I can try and melt the chain. If that
okay,
would be-
can you cast that for me, please?
Be careful with the book.
I am wondering, are we rushing into things? Do we even want to get through this door?
Door? What
No,
door?
we're gonna take the book.
We're trying to get the book that has the map.
It's
We're not opening
chained.
any doors. It's that we're...
I just wonder. Things are usually locked for a reason. I'm cautious that we may not be thinking our actions through.
how far until the map is finished?
Anston says it'll take me at least another couple of hours.
As I see it, the danger has passed. Yes, there are screaming things, but as long as we can stick it out, as it were.
Can we make earplugs and finish the map here? It might save us.
All right.
Like, it's a big book. Like, how big is it? Like, huge, isn't it?
It is big.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I think Aelar is right. Like, I'm trying to make, like, take some fabric and make, like, tiny earplugs and plug it into my half-elf ears.
Anston does the same. He takes off bits of material and he just stuffs it in his ears, and then he sat down at the table, just copying everything, really observing the map. So you guys, I'm assuming you're going to wait?
Yeah.
I was going to say, as they're sort of waiting and everything's going on, can I please get the dwarf's body, and can I sort of almost like pick it up and take him away from Izzy?
Yeah. Where are you going to take him?
I'm in a tragic set of circumstances. I'm actually going to just take him back to his desk and just very gently rest him back on his seat. And then, just because, can I check if he's got anything on him?
Okay. There is nothing other than the normal paper and ink.
Sure.
So
Okay.
you can hear. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, if everyone's in there doing book stuff, can I go and explore the rest of this place?
Well, currently Anston is just mumbling to himself. He's like, "This is serious now. I can't. We've encountered it." So Anston is looking over to all of you, and he's like, Do you know what that just was? They're not supposed to. Dragons aren't supposed to exist, so I'm guessing these are real as well now. You've heard of a Malum, right?
Have I? Can I roll history or something?
Roll a history.
I'd like to do that too.
I have not heard about it.
10.
Not even that. 5.
Oh my
I'm
god, natural 20.
guessing since I was alive during the Mage Wars, they might have been used then.
A Malum, okay, so Aelar will remember a Malum as a dark entity that doesn't tend to have loyalty to anything. It is a creature that is let through the other side and stalks the earth. It is on neither plane, yet can touch all planes. And all that is known is that a madness is inflicted upon you if you come in full contact with a Malum. And Ina will know, only bit Ina will know is that she was told horror stories, like a fairy tale type thing of the Malum that will come and get children if they don't behave or come back in time for dinner.
Oh, okay, yeah. Ina was probably really scared during this encounter.
It probably just it probably just reminded you once Anston mentioned it.
Yeah.
Rather than you knowing what it was.
Also, I put down the elf by now, and like, Warathram, would you have a look at him?
I would. I guess I am medicine check again. So
Yeah.
And that's a 17.
He seems to be just passed out, mainly.
Okay, cool. I put some earplugs to him as well.
Yeah.
I got a big piece of rope to put in the ears.
Yeah. Also, Aelar,
Yes.
you should check your pockets.
Sister Dearest, what could you mean?
Do you check them?
Aelar will check his daggers.
You will realise your wonderful jeweled dagger is gone.
Ina picks it up and gives it back. I think you need this.
Anston looks up, he's like, "Oh, you guys really are related," and he just keeps going back to his drawing.
Anston looks at Ina in a new light.
Anston?
Not Anston.
Aelar.
Aelar looks at Ina in a new light. He's slightly puzzled. He didn't expect this sort of behaviour from her. And then a sort of smile graces his face.
Oh,
As
when
if
he
to
started
say-
to smile, Ina stopped smiling.
He begins to smile as if to say, game on.
No. Even.
You're meant to be the thief, you know it, right?
I will. I will be really careful with Aelar, and he should have disadvantage on all his rolls from now on because I'm not gonna let my guard down.
Shout out, chat, make that happen, please. Is there anything of interest in these corridors when I'm going through them?
There are just screaming orbs, like literally, they're glowing, probably a little bit brighter. But they're also, you also realize you never actually find a wall, like that. You never get to the end of a room.
I mean, I know he said that it's the entire city. Okay. Damn it. Can I go back to the one that I cracked, so the one that's near the desk?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And it is no longer glowing.
Can I pick it up?
Yep, it doesn't scream.
Is it gone?
Nope.
So the memory's gone. Okay. Is it just like a jar?
It's a sphere. It's just an empty glass sphere.
Okay.
It's no longer misty. There's no colours in it. Anything. It's gone.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go, and I'm just going to sort of almost go on like patrol and just sort of like go through the corridors and everything and just basically just have a wander around because everything that's going on in there I don't want to deal with. And
Okay. Well, back in the room, Anston, you suddenly hear, you've all sat down for a while. It's pretty quiet apart from the screaming, and you all can't really hear each other either, but you see him bang on the table and gesture, and you take out your ear plugs, I guess, and he's just like, I'm done. Can we just get out of here now?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Okay, and he gathers up all these maps, like he's got them under his arm, and he's waiting for someone to go first.
I lead the way. I go out.
You go. Okay, he follows close behind you.
I'm still holding my shield, and
Mhm.
I have my my hand on my sword, but it's not.
And Taryn is still on your shoulder.
Okay.
I thought last in line.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Is Cherise with us? Is she aware?
I'll be waiting by where sort of we came in from, so the big sort of sun elevator kind of thing.
Wait, do we just leave the elf man unattended? Is he still unconscious?
He's unconscious.
Oh, that's the point.
I
Ah,
carry
that's
him.
the point.
Should we bring him
Can
with
I?
us? Make sure
I
he's alright.
carry him with me.
You've taken him?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, as you pick up the elf guy, his eyes snap open and he clamps his hands over his ears and curls up and he screams. Go, put me down, who are you? And he starts panicking and he pushes you away and he cowers back up, still hands over his ears, shouting, like, who are you? And he's just screaming every time he's not doing that.
Now then, Izzy, that is what a crazy person looks like. Never steal from a crazy person. They will give you
Aelar.
away in seconds. It's important that he
Aelar.
learns these things. See,
It's not.
Who are
not
you?
Crazy. All right, and I go towards him and sort of
No,
put up.
back up.
I'm
Back up!
I'm all right. I won't come any closer, but please know that we are not here to hurt you. I know that
out.
might be hard to believe.
Get out! Can you get out? And he just and he curls up into a ball basically, and he starts rocking. He's like, I can hear them, I can see them. They're in here. They're getting closer. And he's just freaking.
We could try and help you if you
Go away.
Fine. And I sort of just give a long look at everyone and just go, let's leave him, and just stride back towards the sun elevator.
The rest of you following?
He is not gonna be alright here. I'm
Really
actually.
done violent, I would say, do something. Meh.
I approach him.
He starts shuffling backwards, like, go away, go away, go away, go away.
No, we are not one of them.
No, just go away. Just leave me alone.
I'm gonna help you to get out of this place, alright?
Roll
I'm
persuasion.
gonna.
Nope.
9.
Okay, it's not terrible. Like, he looks up at you and just stares at you.
I am Ina Silver, and these are my friends, and we're gonna help you get out from this place.
Why? Why would I want to leave?
Why do you want to stay? There's no one here.
This is where I belong.
Is this your home?
I think so.
I think so. What's your name?
And he just really frowns for a second. He's like, I don't know.
Well, now, last time I checked, we aren't expert psychologists. This guy clearly needs a doctor. Now, my dear friend, would you let us escort you to a doctor, since we are clearly not qualified to deal with you?
Are you gonna give him to a doctor or the doctor?
A doctor?
There's got to be more than one doctor in the city.
Yeah, I surely hope so.
So, if I come with you, I'll remember my name.
We hope so, but I don't think you're gonna remember your name if you stay here.
Okay. And he just stands up, but he's still incredibly hunched over from, like, the fairly elegant elf you met earlier.
Now, the first step to remembering things, my dear boy, is going to be acting the way you once did. You are an elf, after all. Come on, stand straight.
The guy, he just looks at you like utterly confused and terrified.
Aelar, this is probably not the time. Should we get out of here and then try to help him remember?
Yes, I suppose you're right. It just
Like,
pains
he's
me.
stumbling all over the place. He's walking into things and he's jumping at his own shadow.
Do you need help?
No, I don't need help. I've never needed help. I'm fine.
Oh, okay. I keep an eye on him.
And then he sort of, there, did you see it? No, it's gone. It's fine. And he keeps walking.
Okay, we are on our way back, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going back up the spiral staircase.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as the last of you steps off the spiral staircase, the floor and the door reseal itself.
Okay.
And you're back in the new library.
Okay.
And this elf is shuffling, like he's wringing his hands, and he's just like, books, I like books. And he's looking at all the books, and he's sort of touching them. He's like, I understand books. Books are simple.
Interesting.
Perhaps we could leave him up here.
Probably not in the closed section.
Not in this specific room, Ina, darling. As in the actual populated library just beyond this room.
I am unsure that would be wise. What if he were to suddenly regain his memory and then tell everyone all about us?
I
No.
don't think he would.
Well, yes, but would you bank on it? If your life depended on it?
Why should that be a problem?
I hardly think we're going to make a recurring appearance here, Aelar.
Yeah, call it a lifetime of secrets, but I don't like people to know where I have been and what I was doing there. I don't think it would come to any good, certainly.
But giving him to a doctor who may be able to do exactly the same thing would be a good idea?
At least he wouldn't be in the library.
You can hear him going, I like libraries. Books. books are my friends.
Well,
My name must be in one of these. And he's just pulling books out and started opening
No,
them.
calm down. But the thing is, they're probably gonna send him to the crazy house unless we actually try to get him some proper help.
Can I make a medicine check on him, or maybe insight if this is a problem with the mind?
I'd say a medicine check more than anything.
I want to do that too.
I will do it too.
Okay.
17.
17 here too.
Okay, you know, this guy is just not with it at all. It's like the educated person that was once in it has almost reverted back to a childlike state. However, it's very fearful. And he also seems to be seeing things you guys are not.
Okay.
You see, like, as in he sat there trying to find his name in these books, but he's constantly, like, looking over his shoulder or batting something away that's not actually there.
Maybe we shouldn't take him to the doctor. Maybe we should take him. Try to find the elf again. The elves.
The elves in another land,
Yeah. The elves that was in this forest.
Darling, we went through a portal. We don't know where.
Yeah.
Place. Well, that's on an island.
Yes, but we do. If you do remember, we actually sailed past this city before we entered the forest. We just sailed around this city. Am I right, Alice?
Yes,
Yeah.
you are.
Yes! Yes!
You remembered Emily!
So, unless they went through a portal to another land, they should still maybe be around.
They might have moved on. They were obliterated the last
Yeah,
time we saw
But
them.
I do know one person that maybe know where they are.
All right, but I think we've got a lot on our plate already without adding another member to our party.
Of course. I think my suggestion is that we find Fen.
Well, I believe we were told Fenn's on his way here
Yeah, maybe not to this library, but
to us. I believe Fenn will find us. He has a knack for that, doesn't he?
I don't know.
I have ways of contacting him.
I would rather deal
Huh?
with the elves than anything else.
Oh.
If we could pass him over to Fenn, that would be much more helpful than traipsing back into those woods.
Never you mind how, I just have my contacts, that's all.
You can. Okay, so this elf is now just hugging a book and
Okay.
looking around.
So I will pull off one of my favourite novels from one of the shelves. It might take me a moment to find it, and I'll just go and hand him that one. It's going to be about an elf growing up in a city. It's pretty much my life story, but like fantasized.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go and show. I like this one, which is basically a classic novel with a knight saving a princess in a tower
And a dragon. Okay, you do this, and Izzy sees you do this as well and sort of shuffles down for you. He doesn't really get it because he can't read, but he picks up a book that looks the prettiest off the shelf and goes and hands it over to the other elf who is just sat there, just like...
That's basically me.
So, Izzy, tell me, why did you pick that book?
Oh, look at the colour. It's really nice. It's nice and green.
Have you read it?
No.
Could you read
Why
it?
would I have read it?
Could you read it?
I can look at the pictures. I know what
Oh.
happens when I look at the pictures.
My dear boy, reading is a wonderful thing. Something to be treasured.
I'm sure it is, but no one taught me. And he's like flicking through these books. He's like, there ain't no pictures in this one. Like,
Don't
he's
worry
like...
about it. I'm gonna teach you the way
Oh
of reading.
no.
Eno, would you calm down? This is my quarry. And he'll get down with Izzy and be like, now the reason there are no pictures in this book, Izzy, is because the pictures are far too detailed to put on a mere piece of paper. You see, you have to
What?
form the pictures in your head using the words.
But I don't know magic.
I'll show you.
Aelar showing someone magic.
Oh my.
Okay, as you guys are talking, you Keelan has gathered all his books and he's legged it.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Okay. I'm gonna try to stop him.
I will
I'm
take
gonna-
it
No,
now.
I said you see him leave the library. He is running like, books, I got my books, it'll be okay, there's nothing wrong. And he disappears out into the daylight.
Without
As-
being stopped by a librarian.
Yeah. All right.
The librarian isn't in here. And you also notice the guards aren't here.
Oh.
Ah,
I
hell.
wish I would have noticed this earlier.
Yeah.
Bad, Ina. Bad.
Um,
Okay.
To
Now I'm
focus
a
on
bit
Aelar.
worried. Should we take a leave then?
Give me one moment, and since there's no one around, Aelar's going to liberate a few children's books.
Okay, you can scoop some up from the section that's probably
The sort
around
that children use to learn reading.
Yeah, the one like you can draw a letter next to it and stuff as well.
Like, can you read this one for him? It's really good.
Oh, Ina, no.
I see Ina shuffling up to it.
Have you paid your library fee for that one, Ina? He says in the most sarcastic way possible.
Yeah, and Nina is like, oh, and puts it back.
And then he waits for her to leave and goes, actually, this is quite a good book, and takes it.
Yeah, as we're sort
I'm
of...
actually gonna look through if there's a window we can jump out of. I'm not gonna do it like that, but I'm gonna look for one because I don't think we're gonna go through the main entrance.
Okay, there are windows near the front, more around the front than anything. But the front entrance is wide open.
Are
And
there-
you
that's-
hear
it's a
a lot
trap.
of people.
Yeah,
Like-
that's. You didn't even need to say it, Alice. I could sense the trap.
You hear a lot of people, like people are bustling, like
alter self.
Are there any, like, skylights or anything like that?
Are there back doors? Question.
there is no back door. Skylight wise, there is a huge circular hole in the ceiling.
Hole? Hang on a minute, clarify. Hole or window?
Hole.
So just.
Was this hole here earlier?
Man-made hole.
Oh, right. But
Man-made hot. What
Well-
did they do when it rains?
Exactly.
Have you seen the church in Rome where there's
Thank
like,
you, Ambly.
Yeah, I know what you're on about. I seen it. I seen the church. Yeah.
But this is a library, not a church.
It's a library, Alice. What do they do with the books? Does the librarian
I'm not
get
saying
rained
it's
on?
directly over the books.
Does the librarian get rained on?
I'm not saying anything.
Alright, can I go and stand directly underneath this hole?
Yeah, it's sunny outside.
Oh, there's like nothing below me?
No,
There's a floor behind you.
you're in the center of the library.
But there's a hole in the ceiling.
I'm gonna send you some images later, Ali. Don't worry.
I'm going to use my second story work and rope and be like, right now, come on, Izzy. And
This
I-
is high.
so I
Misty step.
take my grappling hook and my 50-foot rope and I sling it up there and shimmy on up.
You need more than 50 foot.
Can I use Misty step to get up there?
Can you go through the air like that?
It's teleport up to 30 feet within a place that you can see.
Well, there's no way you'll
You
reach
need,
it
You
then.
need more than 50 feet of rope. And you
Damn
got-
it!
You're looking at about 100.
Alright, alter self. I'm just gonna be a dark haired
I want
human.
to try to listen to the voices and hear what the fuss is about.
Okay,
dragon,
so are
probably.
you like approaching the door? Are you like, but like not actually going out? Just
Yes.
okay. Can you roll a stealth roll then, actually, please, if you don't
Okay.
want to be seen?
Ooh.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do.
What kind of armor do you have?
Just so you know, Aelar's gonna judge you.
no.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine. You notice that people don't notice or care that you are there. People seem to be rushing about, either packing things or moving carts.
Can I catch a conversation like, "Oh, we need
Yep.
to move," or like, "This person is crazy," or anything like
You can hear words. They're coming. The creatures are coming, or they're destroying everything over the sea. I've heard it. We need to leave now. And every now and then you hear like, he's back.
With that, I'm actually gonna rush out and try to catch the person who said that and like, "Who's back?"
This like little old lady is quite shocked that you've burst out of this library door in full armor with your sword and shield drawn.
No,
Still point out.
What? No.
With a cat on your shoulder, and she's just like,
drawn.
"What?"
No, my sword isn't drawn.
Okay.
Okay.
Never drawn.
No,
Okay.
but the shield might be out.
The shield is out. Okay, so you step into a very busy square. People seem to be almost like taking all their worldly belongings everywhere, and this old lady is just like, "Oh, I'm sorry. What was what?" Like she's very confused.
Sorry, madam. Who is back?
Him, the him. I mean, I don't believe it, of course, but she looks terrified. Like she's like, but what else can it be? Like I've got to go. I've got to go.
No. Please, madam. Just one more question. Who is him?
The Necromancer. He's back. I've got to go. I've got to go. And she's like scooping up like another smaller child that sort of stood almost like looking up at you like, and runs off. And like I said, people have got carts, and you notice a lot of them are heading towards the docks. And it is a rowdy bunch of people. People are panicking. People are worrying, and they're talking about a dark swarm that is heading towards the city.
All right, guys, time to leave.
So,
First
Izzy,
day is clear.
what we have here is a city being abandoned. Now, people are going to be taking most of their most valuable possessions, but the houses will mostly be empty. So,
Aelar.
follow me.
Aelar, listen. For once, I am going to interrupt your wonderful little jovialities and say I don't believe we have time for this. All right? Now, Anston, darling, where is it we need to go?
Over the Amber Sea.
So we need a boat.
We need a boat.
And we will get one. And I head off towards the dock. I sort of swing in the direction of the dock. I'm going to assume it's one of these ways.
Before I make this wager, Alice,
Yes.
are there any rich houses along the coast?
Rich houses. Of
On
course
the
it's rich
coast, there are actually more rich, like wealthy houses in the centre, but you do see fairly wealthy people leaving, and they are not leaving much behind. But at the same time, they are limited on what they can carry.
Of course. Cerise, I bet you 2 gold I find a boat before you do and steal some valuables, and me and Izzy will disappear off towards the rich houses on the coast.
Okay, you and Izzy sort of skips off.
I just stare after him and sort of sigh, and I didn't even agree to it. And just
Can I try to stop him?
You can. You're going to have to do an athletics check versus a dexterity.
Okay. I'm
Nat
probably
one.
gonna
Nat
do
one.
that, yeah.
Not you, Ambly. Adam.
Okay.
I've literally just been gifted a disadvantage to balance things out as well. What am I rolling?
Hallelujah.
You are rolling a dexterity.
It's good!
It's good.
Yeah, it is good.
Ambly, bring it home.
With
And
that,
rolled it.
I actually have my last natural 20.
No!
Okay,
No!
And with that natural 20,
Save it for the dragon!
Yeah.
no.
Okay, you grab. Well, in fact, no. You describe it. How do you stop Aelar from?
I wanna pinch his ear as he runs. It's just like And with a natural 20 pinch, it's.
To your knowledge,
You're
to your knowledge, you've never seen Sharice look happier in your entire life since you've known her, and she looks undeniably smug. All she does is she goes over to Ina, she grabs her free hand, she gives it a little squeeze and a wink, and she goes, "Well done, darling," and then she sort of strides on, very, very sort of pleased with herself.
So Aelar will slap Ina's hand away and be like, what on earth are you doing? What?
Wait, we are not going to steal today, alright?
Of course I won't. Deception roll.
Roll deception.
Okay. Should I roll something or is it just him?
Yeah, roll your.
Stealing
insight.
is the last thing on my mind.
He got a nat 20.
Yeah,
Dang.
I'm gonna roll it anyway to see if I get a natural
But it
one.
can get that 20.
What
Can
was
you
it?
imagine?
Insight.
Can you imagine?
That's
Oh,
7.
yeah, that is-
Alright,
You also-
Okay.
I believe you.
Ina, my dear sister, I am simply heading over to the docks to find someone to buy a boat from. I will see you shortly.
You hear, through the crowd, you hear Anston, Ina, like that, and a very colourful-looking character comes running towards you and embraces Anston quickly. He's
hello,
like,
fan.
thank God! Like he's just, and then he's like, I heard the doctor took you. You're alive, right? You're all like, and he's like looking at Anston, like almost like checking his teeth, like is he
You're
still?
alive.
Yeah. The doctor was no problem.
And then he runs over and he embraces Ina hard and then like holds a vase and he's just like, you clever girl, I knew you'd be okay. Like that. And he's just like, we need to leave now.
We've arrived.
We're looking
I will
for a boat.
explain later, but we need to
ha-
go now.
Do you have a boat?
Not so much,
Don't
but I'm sure
worry,
we can
Aelar was gonna go
find
and buy a
one.
boat.
We can find Aelar will buy a boat. I'm sure we can find one. They're all the boats are pulling up in the dock right now. People are leaving.
No, we can see that, Fen. Well, then
And we were just about to do that too, so...
let's not dilly-dally then, shall we?
Right. Well, I have every intention of heading back home. And Anston butts in. He's like, no. We need to head over the Amber Sea. And then he pulls out a map, this huge map that no one is noticing what you're doing because of the panic. And he's just like, we need to go beyond the past isles to the Shadowlands.
Whoa, okay. Anston, that's... We have to go there.
Yes.
Is it
We
a
probably won't be
small
able to get a ship to, like, directly get us there, but
Well, no, but...
we'll have to find a way. I'm sure we can find somewhere on the past isles.
Yeah,
That's very dangerous. And if it's just us, there's no
Well-
help for us.
We must be able to find someone, especially on the past isles.
Well, you're not wrong, I suppose. Well,
also, this might not be the best moment, but while you two are gathered, like what happened to the elves? Where were you guys? When we came back, everyone was gone except for Anston, who was unconscious.
Yes, I was very worried for you all. Dr. Mangelli turned well. In fact, I didn't realize it was him until it was much later, and I returned. We managed to get all the elves out and into a different, some sort of weird portal thing that old elf manages to conjure up half the time. I don't know how she does it.
Okay.
But we got them all out safe, and it wasn't until I realized Anston was gone that I came back.
right.
Oh, okay.
I assumed you had left. I know you ventured into the forest to find the temple, but I didn't. I assumed you moved on from there.
Yeah, it was no, they waited for us. It was a trap.
Bastard.
He actually wanted to know what we were doing in the forest.
You didn't tell him, did you?
No.
That's my girl. And he sort of just like smiles at you. And he's like, so, we're going over the Amber Seas, are we? Well, I've got nothing better to do with my time right now. And maybe someone will know my sister in the past isles. It is a mysterious place and land, after all. But then you'd know that, my dear.
Sorry?
I need to
Said,
close my door.
but then you would know that, my dear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well then, with
He's
Oh,
just like,
everyone's leaving.
Ed stepping out into heaven.
yeah.
Looks at things.
What kind of beam of magical light is that,
sorry.
Ed?
I'm sorry, chat. Can we see this sort of heavenly glow that Ed's got
Yeah.
currently going
Oh
on?
no,
Ed's
no,
been
he prefers
blocking out the light.
dark and hellish
Look,
light.
look at him, he's in
With the
hell.
light.
Hold on.
Oh,
Heaven
speaking
out
of
of here.
heaven, thank
I just want to address this.
No!
Ed, I'm sorry.
No, look at
Ed, I'm sorry. While this brief intermission happens, you didn't tell us you literally had a portal to heaven in your living room. Adam!
Is that
you know,
this
cute.
balcony door?
You have a balcony?
Yes.
I want a balcony.
I'm getting a
It's a tiny
balcony.
window.
So thanks.
And it started
Wonderful
raining, so
balcony.
I need to close it.
I can look out into my balcony and
Oh.
literally
There
just
he
do that.
is.
There
the
he is.
fluff
Oh, look at
baby.
him with the cat. Cat, knock over the tea. Cat, knock over the tea.
You're so evil, eagles.
Well, Aelar's actually already popped off, so I guess
No,
But-
he hasn't left
No.
yet. Like Aelar
Oh,
hasn't
no,
had the chance
no,
to move on yet.
he said he ran off.
No,
No.
he was about to run off. I said before
Oh.
he did.
I 100%
So-
did run off.
No, because
See?
Fen came back before I said before we got there.
He did
Fen
this
bursts
way.
in, and Fen also looks over at Izzy, and he's like, "Oh, a new addition. Is he going to be part of the guild? Like he looks like that. He's looking at him as well, like he's just seen an elf child with Aelar.
Like, I mean, can I not try and make a stealth roll or something to avoid him? Because I really want to get a head start on finding this boat thing for that bit.
If you want, you can. Yeah, make a stealth roll.
Ah!
Yeah, okay, you whiz off.
Okay. As I sort of see Aelar sort of merge into the crowd and just sort of disappear, I sort of, well, all right. Let's let us normal folk make our normal way to the docks. Yes.
How you calling normal?
Well, to be fair,
You have
if,
sarcasm.
if you ask me the question who's most normal of you two, I would actually say you, Baratheon, is more normal.
I'm no way normal. No way,
No, darling, you're alive. All right, so that's at least 1 point higher than myself.
Yeah.
Dragonborn, how many dragons have you ever seen?
Before we head to the docks, by the way, can I please make a suggestion that you do not reveal your real names? I don't know if you know this, but we are wanted now. We are wanted people. And
Define-
also, you are not to say that we are traveling to the Shadowlands, nor even the
course.
northern part of the Past Isles, only the
Cool.
southern, if anyone asks the southern area of the Past Isles.
Define
The
real
northern
name-
part of the Past Isles is closed off.
Define real names, Fan.
Real names. Names that are not your own.
Then Charisse it is. All right. Let's
You
head to the
realise Charisse is the one they're looking for you under. He's looking at you very confused.
Did you knock your head over there?
No, I just remembered something after all this time. So I guess I'm going to go by Charlotte for a little bit. A bit of a change, but
Right. Charlotte. Okay, I'll remember that one. And my beautiful Ina, what will you be calling yourself?
oh lord.
I do like my name.
It is a beautiful name.
It is. I think I'm just gonna wing it
Wing it.
when the time comes.
Well, then I suggest we head down to the docks. Okay, and then we switch over to Aelar and Izzy. What are you doing?
Now, Izzy, what we are looking for is one of the richer houses, but not one of the ones that's been recently abandoned today with everyone else. Now, these rich folk, they are more than likely to have holiday homes. So what we are looking for is a house that looks as though it has been abandoned for a long time. And here is why. A house that is being abandoned today, they will simply take their boat or luxury yacht, which is what I am truly hoping for here, and they will simply sail away. Whereas someone who is not from this area, has a holiday home here, is not here, their yacht or their boat will still be in their boathouse. Do you see what I mean? So,
I've never been in a holiday home before.
and hope that you never will. They're awful places. You don't want to go there. You simply break into them to steal all the nice things.
Oh, okay.
And what don't we tell Auntie Ina?
We didn't go into a holiday home and rob things and steal someone's boat that they left behind.
What did we actually do?
We went to buy a boat.
Excellent. And do we show her any of the nice things that we find?
He violently, shakes his head.
Excellent. Come now. And I'm going to look for exactly that. A holiday home that looks like it's been deserted for a little while.
Okay, yeah, there are a couple because it's a seaside town. It's actually quite a desirable location as well. So, yeah, you do that. You come across a tall building. It looks to have 3 floors, and it is a slim building, but it's very, very decorated, and it looks well kept. As much as it's empty, it is well kept.
Fantastic. So, Izzy, here's what we're going to do.
Right.
We are going to stroll up to that door as if we own the place. I am going to fumble for my key. I will pick the lock very deftly, and we will be inside, and anyone who looks will assume that it's our house. And should anyone question, I am here to clean, and you are my son.
I'm your son.
Yes, and don't worry about using the posh accent we've been working on. You can sound as common as muck for this one.
All right.
Perfect.
Am I common?
Yes, Izzy, you're common as anything, and for now, so am I.
If anything, so am I. Okay.
Exactly. Come on in. Let's go and check out this house, shall we?
All right. And he sort of strolls up with you.
And I will.
People are rushing past. They don't really.
So I will try. I will try and pick the lock. On a nat 1.
Oh damn!
You're not. You will snap past your thieves' tools in the lock, and like Izzy is going, dang it, Dad. What was that for?
It must
broken key. Like he doesn't know what to do.
It must have been the wrong key. Oh well. I guess because the spare key is inside, I'll just have to break a window and pay for the window and key later. He looks around to see if anyone's looking his way.
There's no one really looking. There's people passing by, but Izzy is well into this, and he's like, "Okay, Dad."
And I will wrap my hand in my leather jacket, and I'll just punch a window out quickly and dart inside.
Okay. Izzy's sort of looking at you on how to get inside, because this window's quite high for him.
Okay, is there a window on the door that I can break and undo the door?
No, it's just a solid wooden door.
Okay, so I'll break the window and just throw him through.
Okay, you launch this small elf child through a window, and you hear a thump on the other side.
Do I hear...
Ow, Dad! As he goes through.
And I'll jump through too. And,
okay, you are in a dark room, like nothing is really lit apart from the light through the windows.
I'll put my lip to my finger to my lips.
And he's just like...
Now, just because it looks deserted doesn't mean it is. Always better to err on the side of caution. Now, we are looking for small, valuable things. Ideally, gold. No one can own gold. Perfect. What we don't have in this city is anyone to buy stolen goods from us. So, we want small things that look pretty and valuable, but certainly aren't family heirlooms. Definitely owned. No signet rings. They're right out. We're looking for things that we can trade easily. Okay?
Okay. And he just sort of wanders over, starts pulling drawers open.
Shh. And I'll do the same. And we're just going to
he's
do a quick search around the house for, like, small trinkets.
You find, like, you find, like, some necklaces, some rings, no signets on them, but they are, like, either gold and jewels and things like that. Izzy comes up to you with a giant, like, serving silver spoon. Like, what about this?
Are there any engravings or anything on it?
And he's looking at it, he's like, no.
Perfect, then we'll take it. And we'll pop it in the back. Okay, I think that will do. We've got a few nice things here. Let's go and check out the boathouse, shall we?
Boathouse? Okay.
Thank you, Subfather Ed. for the sub for Keenanator. Keenanator, you have a nat 20 or nat 1 to gift as you wish.
James.
James.
You know it.
I know him, but he might not want to be like aired like that. He might prefer to be known as Keenanator.
Okay.
You've just outed him, Ambly. God damn.
He's not also
you
be
know
lurking.
who you
Who
want
knows?
to give me 20 to, right? You old pal.
Baby cake.
Anyway,
Old pal.
so we're gonna head over to the boathouse.
Okay, you head over to the boathouse.
If there's any keys or anything on the door that say
the
something
doors
like
are already open.
fantastic.
There is no boat. It looks as if someone has left in a hurry.
I will cuss under my breath so that Izzy can't hear. And I will look next door and see if there's a boathouse next door.
No, there isn't.
Either side?
There are boathouses, but they all look like people have jumped in them to leave.
Someone's got to have a holiday home that they haven't, like... Does this boathouse look broken into?
Yes.
Son of a gun. Is there anyone nearby on the coastline in a boat?
No, they look quite far out. Like, they have gone. People are leaving fast.
Right. Do any of these fancy smancy buildings have a boat as part of the decoration on the roof?
No, they do not. Izzy's like,
What kind of
We
coastal
could
house
swim.
is this?
we could swim. I can swim.
No, we have a bet to win. What we need to do... Ah, I know exactly what we'll do. We're going to head over to the lighthouse. The lighthouse... Yes, the lighthouse will be the last person to leave because he'll make sure all the other boats are safe. So what we do is we nab his boat and leave him high and dry.
But it's daylight.
That doesn't matter at sea, my dear boy. You still have to light the lighthouse in a storm.
You do?
Well, it could be stormy.
You've never lived by the sea, have you?
Go stormy just like that.
Okay, but how are we going to get there? We
Well-
haven't got a boat to go get another boat.
There's nothing around.
There is a dinghy that has washed up, which has 2 oars.
Does it look like it's going to float?
Investigate.
Oh,
Please,
That one.
Alice, I'm telling you right now, I am so satisfied with how this is currently in Adam's desperate attempt to find a boat. This is... Oh.
Hey, I
This
tried to get us all a
dinghy-
luxury yacht, okay?
This dinghy isn't exactly seaworthy. You might be able to paddle for a bit, but I don't think it's going to
So,
do.
on a 22, will I have enough flotation to get to the lighthouse?
No. Izzy's like tugging his shoulder. He's like, why don't we just go to the dock and ask someone?
Because, Izzy, we made a bet. Now the game is afoot. We have to try and win.
We don't have to
Agree to
tell
it.
Auntie Ina that.
he got a point.
I didn't even agree
I
to the bet.
thought
He
we were
just ran off.
supposed to, like, we're not telling Auntie Ina that we're stealing, so why not tell her that we still bought a boat? When we're actually convincing someone to give it to us.
He got a
Clever
point. You hear a small angel say on your shoulder.
I will
devils
look
either side.
up. I will look up and I'll just be like, I've forgotten the god's name, but I'll just be like, dearest, if ever there was a time to grace me with your favor, I'd like a boat right now.
And you just hear a chuckle from above.
Ah, so you can hear me though. Interesting. Izzy, come. I have decided that the best thing we could do is head to the docks and see if someone can be convinced to lend us a boat or steal a boat there.
Okay.
What an amazing original idea. Surely, no one has thought of that before.
Keep the spoons hidden.
Okay. And he's shoving them down like the back of his t-shirt.
No, that won't do. And is there like a knapsack anywhere? Like this must have be like it's a
There's
boat.
like rucksack, like not rucksacks,
Yeah, like-
but they're a sack.
Like a
type
tackle bag or something, a fishing
Yeah,
tackle bag.
there
Yeah,
are.
I'll take one of them and I'm gonna like just rip a few bits off it, like the pink feathers and shit, and just be like, this Izzy is your new backpack. Treasure it.
Backpack.
No adventurer should be out without a backpack. Now this is only a level 1 backpack, but one day you could have a level 3 backpack and perhaps a level 3 helmet.
Are you
So I
trying
can
to get
carry more
sponsored?
than just spoons.
Are you trying to get sponsored? Something's...
And I'll just give him the backpack and I'll be like, yes, you can put your spoons in there, but you can put other things in there too. Anything you
Okay.
like that's valuable, really.
I can
You see him go and empty the fruit bowl into the bag.
Good thinking, Izzy. Yes, food, victuals, they'll be very useful, and we'll get bonus points for thinking of them.
And he's like, so are we going to the dock now?
Before we do that, let's quickly raid the larder. You've had a fantastic idea there, and Aelar is looking
Oh, I
for.
hope they have cheese.
Aelar's looking for wine, whiskey, spirits,
There is
cheese.
so much alcohol in there. This is like a holiday home, so it was all the whiskey, all the rum, a lot of rum.
Is the wine rack on wheels?
No, it's
Shame.
just all stored in there.
Let's fight
We'll
the
just
dark
push
one.
that down to the
Wine
dog.
rack.
So I will select a bottle of their finest wine, a bottle of their finest whiskey, and any old bottle of rum, and I'll stick it in my bag.
Okay. You've got a lovely 60-year-old bottle of Chateauneuf de Nap in your bag.
Chateauneuf de Nap.
Yeah. Chateauneuf de Nap. Not to be confused with Chateauneuf de Pap.
Please tell him that he got some ale as well for Aelar.
There is ale, whiskey, wine. Like I said, a
I-
lot of rum.
Ironically,
Family. I heard that.
Aelar isn't an ale drinker.
No! No!
Yeah.
You ruined everything.
No.
And
I heard
I'm also going to have a quick look around and look for something weak, like the medieval version of an alcopop, and like preferably like a shandy.
No, this just looks like the strong stuff. This is rum and whiskey.
In
Right.
what world is there a shandy alcopop?
Hey, this is fantasy,
There's
Ali.
not
Okay,
like a
stop
wrap
stomping
of
on my
WKD.
dreams. What? You never know. So then instead, then I will go to like. There's got to be a cold cupboard where they keep like dairy products or something. I'll take some milk.
Yeah, no, there's cheese. Like, Izzy is already loading cheese into his bag.
Excellent. He's not interested in alcohol.
No, he's going for the cheese. He's got cheese, apples,
Fantastic.
bread. He's going
Good
for
boy.
Then I will fill some water skins and any other empty bottles with water ready for the journey.
Okay.
And I will
Okay.
fill both mine and his backpack, and then I will head across to the docks.
Okay. Right, we're going to flash back over to Arathlian, Charisse, and Ina. So you guys are at the dock?
Okay.
Okay, you are met with a bustling dock. There are people queued up. People are not like they're shouting. There's demanding to be let on a boat, and you see guards with like checklists that are taking down names and ushering people and families onto boats.
I want to do a perception check
Mhm.
and see if I find any wanted posters, any like somewhere nearby, so we don't have our face wanted.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
there are a couple of wanted posters.
Does it show my
Are we on
skeletal form or my...
There are two of you.
Nah, crap.
Okay. Which one? Oh,
There, as in, there are both of Charisse. There is a very clear one of Ina, and of Warathlian.
I go and discreetly like pull them out.
Assassin's Creed it.
Yeah, literally Assassin's Creed that shit down.
Jumps in a hay bale. Okay, can I sort of give the guards a long stare and lean into everybody and... Well, it looks like only anyone who's anyone is getting on that boat. But then we need a private one of our own, don't we? We're not exactly going to the next place over.
People are passing their children onto these boats. They're doing everything they can to get their
that's
children
what
away
those-
and over. People are doing whatever they, like I said, whatever they can to get on these boats,
Can
and they are
I-
arguing with guards. Everything.
Can I cast perception to see if there's any sort of like guarded private boat somewhere?
You can.
Okay.
All these boats seem to be fairly public. There's a lot of people in this city, and they are trying to get them all off. You can already see some boats that have left and are heading out over the sea, which is more in the direction from the forest from where you came from. So not over, but slightly to the right.
Wait a sec.
You can see the sky is darkening and blackening.
Wait a second. I sort of turn around and we had a boat when we came here. Can we not go around and get that one?
And how far is that, you think?
I don't know. Fen, how far is it?
Whose boat?
The boat that we came in on.
Oh gosh, God knows where he is.
Oh,
and
he's
literally,
got the
can you
dwarf?
roll perception, please? Someone.
Okay. Alright. Gonna fail.
18.
Gonna crit!
Oh yeah.
Okay, as
Yeah.
Fen says this, you hear, "What do you mean my boat's been impounded?"
Ah. A beautiful.
And you can see a very familiar dwarf. Castle Greyborn is stood squaring up to two guards. As much as he is half the height, he is puffing out his chest and jabbing with a finger. Like,
Okay.
what do you mean you can't just take a man's boat?
I will go over to the guards and try to intimidate to leave the dwarf alone.
Okay, you can roll to intimidate, please.
I will use one of my nat 20s for that.
I'm gonna
Okay.
stay in the back.
You intimidate them and they panic and they run, yelling, "It's the guy from the poster! It's the guy from the poster!" And they run off.
This was
I give Rathlin the driest stare.
yeah, same.
Just
We got a
What
boat,
hap-
didn't we?
yes, but what happened to keeping a low profile?
And we still need to wait for Aelar.
Oh, he'll be all right. I'm sure he'll have found them some sort of rough old dinghy somewhere.
What-
He'll
What are
be
you
fine.
lot doing here?
Oh, hello there, darling. Well,
You-
we thought we'd come along for a little drive. You're not going anywhere, are you?
Well, I'm not at the moment, not since they impounded my boat.
Well, fantastic. How would you like to go to an uncharted water?
While
I don't mind where I go. I want to leave here right now.
Perfect. Let's get aboard, shall we?
Get aboard what?
Your boat.
Didn't you hear me? They just impounded my boat. I don't know
Where?
where it is. They've taken it off me.
while this is going on, Ina's actually she's taking like a sack and starts to remove her armor,
Mhm.
and she puts her hair like in a like
Tight one.
bun here, and
Yeah.
take like a cloak and covers it, especially her ears, and like just keep her armor in the sack and like have casual clothes and like
Okay.
this is like put some mud in her face like
Okay.
Also,
I-
I'd like to point out Fen has taken off his very brightly coloured coat, and he's stuffing it into his bag as well.
Can
And he's
I
put on just some plain clothes to try and get past.
yeah, same.
please go over to another set of guards, hopefully, who haven't had this commotion? I mean, with all the shouting and everything, I guess they haven't. Hopefully. And can I sort of because I'm just looking like a general townsfolk. I've not looked like how I used to look like. And I'll sort of clear my voice and hello. Yes, I know you're terribly, terribly busy, but one of my boats has been impounded and I need to get out of here straight away. Where do they
That's great, love. But we don't deal with the impounded boats.
where do I go then?
Well, you got to find the guard that did it. They would
Where
have
is
given you a number.
Right. Oh, and I'm patting my pockets and sort of, oh, well, he didn't give me one. Where do they keep the impounded boats?
I don't know. I don't really do it. Like
You
I
don't
said,
know
you
where
get
they-
given a look. I'm a bit busy, miss. I'm trying to get all these families and people out of before it arrives. So you need to go
I sort
find your own boat.
I sort of straighten up at that and just kind of give him a lance and say, you know, you really need to work better on your manners. That's really not the sort of attitude I'd expect from a guard. And then I just sort of turn and
And he's like, I don't care, love. To be honest.
no, I'm not going to do it. Okay. I'll walk back and head over to the dwarf and sort of say, darling, did they give you a number of sorts?
Yeah.
Right. And do you know, please
I
don't tell
know
me.
where it is. I know where my boat is.
Then let's go get it.
We can't go get it right now, all right? Chill your boots, okay? I've just arrived here and I've had all this shit to deal with. Where is Inoxie? Like, and he's looking around.
Is she here?
She's here somewhere. She went to get tea or something. Okay,
Tea.
we're going to go back to Aelar and Izzy. What are you guys doing?
I am heading around towards the docks, preferably looking for boats that have maybe, don't have people rushing onto them. Maybe ones that might have been impounded.
I hate him so much. I hate him so He's going to win the bet. I'm so annoyed.
Okay.
But
there
also, I should
are-
mention thank you to Katie Face, who has donated for me to have 2 nat ones.
Thank you.
Oh, you saved my
Oh,
life.
I love
Thank
Katie.
you. I love Katie.
These are ours,
Okay,
but-
so you can see what looks like maybe a private dock, almost like in a giant shed, like where they'd normally build boats, and they seem to be holding boats in there. And it is heavily guarded.
Okay, Izzy.
Yeah.
We
are going to steal one of those boats.
You can hear Ina shout from the
Stay.
distance. Don't do it! Stay out of trouble!
Yes. Now, what I would like you to do... are there any luxury yachts? Please tell me there's a luxury yacht.
I wouldn't call it a luxury yacht. It's more like a
Okay, whatever one it is...
well-painted tub.
the,
Like like the fisherman boats, like a
is,
proper
that, is
fisherman
it the
boat.
best looking boat there?
There is a very good looking boat there, yes.
I'm going to try and steal the best looking boat there. Like, if it's got purple sails, happy days.
Okay, you got to get in there first.
Yes. Okay, good. So I've seen a nice looking boat. Fantastic. So I'm going to say, right, you see that boat there, the one with the purple sails and all the gilt?
Yeah.
We are going to steal that boat. Now.
The really pretty one.
Yes, 100%, the really pretty one. Because we don't settle for anything less than the best. That is the way of the thief, okay?
Oh, that's gonna come and bite you later.
Oh, yes.
You're so fucked,
Now,
idiot.
as you can probably imagine, it's going to be very heavily guarded.
Well, yeah. Look at them all.
So, we are going to go and start a little fake fire on one of the boats. And make them all panic and run that way. Meanwhile, we'll get under the docks, swim across to the fancy boat, and steal it away.
Why would we set fire to a boat when we can just take it?
Well, you see, we could take that boat, but then it would be a rubbish boat. And we don't want to take a rubbish boat. We want a fancy luxury cruiser, don't we?
Okay. What's a cruiser?
Well, you see that one over there that looks like a bathtub with sides?
Yeah.
That is a tub. You see that one
Okay.
over there with the luxury, like the luxury sunbeds, the nice, the nice golden steering wheel, and all the other lovely little features.
Yeah.
That is a cruiser.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to try and steal the cruiser by starting a fire on that tub. I mean, it's a rubbish little tub. No one will miss it. It's probably been impounded.
What if someone else needs the tub?
Well, that could be true, but think about it. It's been impounded. It's probably been impounded because it's not seaworthy. Whereas that other one, the rich one, has likely been impounded because they didn't pay their parking fees.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what do I need to do?
Well, I just want you to go and sneak onto the cruiser without being caught. I'll go and start the fire, and I'll come and meet you there.
Okay, but how do we get
Backfire.
into the work shed?
Well, that is a good question. So I've seen your climbing ability, and it's not perfect. So I suggest swimming. You get into the water. Are you a strong swimmer?
I can swim.
You grew up around here, right, on this island?
Yeah.
Can I insight check him?
Yep.
Can
He's
I
5 years old.
can I use my nat 1?
Yes, you can use your nat one.
I think he's a great swimmer. Is he a
You
great
think
swimmer?
you
This
think he's
boy's gonna
Olympic
get-
Oh
level.
my god, Adam is literally trying to kill a
This boy's
5-year-old
gonna get run over by a boat.
Now, you get into the water, and you use your amazing swimming abilities to swim onto that boat.
He's gonna
A
die.
little one or the big one?
Light Thinkery, thank you for the nat 20s. That's one each.
Really? Oh, thank you.
Ambly, you're so...
Oh,
There you
there
go.
we are. What?
I've got an advantage and a nat 20.
Thank you.
Okay, so now you go and swim, and you just get onto the luxury cruiser. Now, keep your eye on the guards. Make sure you stay out of
Okay.
sight, and if necessary, don't get on the deck. Just stay by the side.
Okay. So I'm gonna go swim now. And he sort of goes and he wades into the water and he starts swimming out He pauses briefly, like paddling, and he waves at you and points where he's going.
He looks like a strong swimmer. That sounds fine. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to hop it over the fence. And get onto that little tub and start a fire.
Please roll
Stealth?
stealth, I think the best.
For being a pyromaniac in the middle of a busy market square?
No,
with
he's
a-
gonna make the fence yet.
Oh,
Am I actually rolling stealth?
nat 1! You've got
Nat
2
one.
nat 1s.
Nat
You've
1.
got 2 nat
So
1s.
I've used that, so this will be the second nat 1 now.
Yeah.
So, okay, so my stealth
You-
is awful then.
You effectively jump into a guard. He's like, whoa! What are you doing, mate?
What are you doing?
I'm guarding the what? No, what are you doing over my fence?
Your fence? This is my fence.
This is not your fence. I guard this area. Get out.
And who owns this area?
Well, the what? What are you talking about?
I'd like to
the
use
head
my
of the-
advantage.
Okay.
I have run this dockyard for over 10 years. How dare you question my methods just because I do a drop-in examination to see how well you're guarding?
You mean you're the owner?
Of course I'm the bloody owner. Who else would I be?
But you're an elf.
Yes, I am. So not only are you a bad guard, you're a discriminatory one as well.
I ain't no discriminating about no one. I got a friend who's an
It
elf.
doesn't sound that way to me. Now, that luxury cruiser over there, I want to test its seaworthiness.
Test it, but I don't know whose it is. I haven't got a number or
Oh,
nothing.
that doesn't matter a whit, does it now? Let's go and just get it out to sea and see how it goes.
I guess if you're the owner, okay.
Come on, quick march, left, right, left, right, left, right, left,
And
right.
this guy like marches off and he starts untying the thing by the boat.
And I will stand on the helm and I will pull Izzy up.
As he swims past, like he's like,
Izzy, get on.
can you please do a strength roll to try pull him on board? Because this is quite a high boat as well.
I am going to use my nat 20.
Okay? You basically, like, Pirates of the Caribbean flip him on board, and you both land perfectly and majestically at the bow of the boat, almost Titanic style.
Izzy!
And sail out of this.
And as we go, I'll be like, Izzy! Did you observe the guards' patterns of patrol?
I did.
And
I
were
thought
you
you jumped over
satisfied?
the
Were you satisfied? I say loudly so the guard can hear. I shake my head at him.
I was not satisfied, Dad.
Oh, there will be hell to pay when I return. Hell, I say! Everything better be in ship-shape condition.
Ship shape! He shouts after him.
Thank you, Katie.
Ship shape and shiny!
Thank you, Katie Faye, for giving Alice 2 nat 20s to put up with these shenanigans.
Thank you.
As I sail the luxury cruiser out of the docks.
Okay. As you, we're gonna jump back to the other group, and I'd like to say, as you were talking to the dwarf, as you go along, you're right there, Ali. As you were talking to Castile, you see a boat cruise behind him with Aelar and Izzy arms spread, fully knowing you can see them. Like Izzy is waving frantically, and Aelar is just in a majestic pose to throw off the fact that he knows he has won the bet.
Captain Morgan.
Yes. And you see him cruise
Got to move back if it's gonna keep.
into view.
Oh my god.
He cruises into view.
That must be like one of my favorite D&D sessions. I didn't know
Movement
what's going on. Oh
And
my
you, Castile looks over and he goes, "Who the heck is on my boat?"
Did Aelar buy your boat?
Aelar bought my boat? What? Are they allowed to do that? And suddenly, almost as if a ghost appears and makes you all jump, Enoxie appears with a cup of tea like, hello, friends.
Why, hello.
Hello. And she's looking down at you because she's very, very tall.
Oh, okay. Hello.
A very, very tall tiefling.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and Fen, you're back. And she sort of just like smiles and then wanders over. She's like, why is there a man on our boat? And she looks out over into the bay.
During those shenanigans, thank you very much, A Geeky Tea Party, for your subscription. That's 5 months in a row. You have a Nat 1 or a Nat 20 to gift to whomever you please. Sorry.
Aelar! Did you buy their boat?
He bought my boat. Like you can see, like
I mean, Sir Carl. Did you buy their boat?
It is I, Matthias Wonderfoot, Ice Pepper Salesman of the Seven Seas. Land ho! Join us aboard this vessel and bring your 2 gold, Saracen.
I'm actually gonna check my pockets and see if he is taking anything from me.
he's not taken anything from you.
I'm still really on my toes, so he's gonna have disadvantage every time he tries to.
Is that how it works?
Okay. So yeah, you see Aelar and Izzy sail into view.
Okay. Are
they able to say it on 2 men or 1 man really?
It was a nat 20.
Okay.
To get on board, yeah. But
Yeah, let's go on board.
I realise I've
You're-
been muted this entire time. Because I've been going, I didn't agree to the bet, I didn't agree to the bet, I didn't agree. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, I'm just going to progress on, that's okay, I don't mind. And I was like, and then I looked to the bottom left corner, I was like, wait a second.
God dang it.
They didn't. You guys didn't bet anything. It was just Aelar that would lose, like.
I didn't agree to it. He said, I'll
Yeah,
bet you, and then legged it, and I went,
Yeah.
no.
So you had nothing to lose. Aelar was the only one that had something to
I
lose.
will call the bet void.
It's mostly his ego.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, a boat! That means I can push him off into the ocean again. Wonderful.
Please don't.
Right.
Okay,
And
you
I-
slowly maneuver into the dock. You have to wait your turn, so you're stood there for a little bit. Because like I said, there are lots of people coming in.
I want to keep an eye out for guards and try to keep a low profile.
Okay.
The fact that I
The
kinda
guards
learned-
legged it and said, "That's the wanted dragonborn," and then run away.
Haven't
So-
seen them again yet.
Okay, so we need to
Okay.
hurry up.
I almost usher Rathlian to the front first and sort of say, it's you they've spotted rather than all of us, so it's you that needs to get on and get on board as soon as possible. Go over there. And I just keep sort of looking around for...
Right, there are guards sort of running about, but you're not sure whether they're looking for you guys or whether it's just from the panic of the city itself.
I have a disguise on me, so
You are fine. You are strolling
I'm
through.
fine,
You
I'm
are passing off as just a normal street.
oh look at me, I'm a
Now.
I'm not
peasant.
even gonna bother.
Anyone,
Ina's like, I'm a peasant.
I'm a peasant. Oh, what's that?
anyone looking for Aelar will just see him on the front of the boat.
Okay, as Aelar pulls up and Izzy jumps off the boat and runs over to Ina and holds her hand. It's like, we did it, look, we got a boat. And it's a really luxury cruise as well.
A luxury cruise. Right.
She's like, they stole this boat, but
Yes.
We didn't steal it.
I mean, technically, we literally have the
Yeah, I-
owner here who we're taking with, so it's not.
Yeah,
all...
I know. But
Ina, get on board. We don't have time for this, all right?
Still and
Roger.
Enoxie just stroll on board.
I rush on board as well. Trying, and I
She's
go on the
just
deck
like,
so I can hide.
Stealing is bad, and then just
Get on the boat, Ina.
and just go on board.
So as Enoxie and the dwarf, whose name I can't remember, stroll back on, I will sort of like bow and be like, Captain! Or even better, Capitan!
You roll your performance,
Your French.
please.
Performance or
Use that
persuasion?
one.
Performance or persuasion? Performance, persuasion?
Yeah, okay, persuasion.
Oh. Bastard.
+7, damn.
I hate him so much.
Okay, so
Every
the
Everybody's
Noxie
persuaded.
almost mockingly bows back to you as well, and the Castile Greyborn comes up, laughs heartily, and slaps you on the back. He's like, "You got my boat back."
Please let him fall in.
Yes!
Let him
Yes!
Please let Scrap fall in the water.
I would like to think it happened once before. I'd like to think that Aelar would know to put his foot out
No.
ready to stop
No.
himself.
Roll a dexterity save.
Yeah, that's right. Come on, make my dreams. Damn it!
You wobble a bit, but you are used to this hearty slap.
And I'll be like, yes! Yes, your boat, of course! Yes, I purposefully liberated your boat.
He's like,
Volunteer
and
segment.
like he sees Fen, he's like, "You and I keep running into each other," and he's like, "Oh." And he just sort of gives him a grin, and he offers a hand to help Ina on board.
I take it, and I take a firm grip.
Yeah, and try and crush his hand,
No,
kind of.
not try, but you know,
Let him know.
let him know I have muscles.
Okay. Taryn is still on your shoulder and hops off onto the boat and runs to the
Okay.
bow with Izzy looking over the edge.
Okay.
Yeah, I just sort of I cast one long look around the docks again before then just sort of tugging my hood again over my head and boarding the boat.
Is everyone on board?
Yes, let's get out of here.
Anston is one of the first on board.
Yes, Castile, if I may, we should probably leave quickly. There seems to be a lot of clammy fingers trying to get their fingers in these pies.
Yeah, absolutely. There were guards pointing and shouting at whereas
They recognise
and they're probably gonna be back.
him. We need to leave.
We are wanted, by the way.
We really should talk about etiquette before we go spilling these things to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. But thank you very much, Lightfingery, for the 200 bits, which I am going to take as 2 advantages, if that's okay. Okay, carry on.
Okay. He's like, right, I think it's time to cast off, don't you? He says to Enoxie, who quickly unravels the rope and pushes the boat before hopping on as you push out into the bay. Behind you, you see lots of people almost like piling onto the boats now. It seems you've sort of sailed out for about an hour, but you can still see almost like they're like dots on the horizon. But you see lots of people. You can hear the screams as a darkness in the sky comes over, and it's almost like black just slowly starts to take over the city. You hear people screaming as they try and pile onto the boats as it disappears into the distance.
We need to move the boat.
I'm going as fast as I can.
Can't you, like, I don't know...
Enoxie, get to the sails, and you can see them all run over and pull over the sails, and it catches the wind, and you start moving a lot faster away from the city.
I sort of let out a long sigh and I go over to Anston, place a very soft hand on his shoulder and sort of, "Are you alright? How are you faring?"
I'm good. I mean, this is horrible, but we
is.
can stop this.
But if I may, darling, I'm very sorry that you're here. I know obviously you were having your lovely life in the church, and I'm sure
It's
this would
just
be the
a
last.
Church.
I know, but I'm sure this would be the last place you'd expect yourself to wind up in, and all these fights and a dragon and being in a dungeon. And thank
To
you
be
for what
fair,
you did for us.
I always read about this sort of stuff and always wanted to see these places and live these things, and it's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. But then, if it helps, I'll be terrified a bit more and see what happens. And Fen comes over and he's just like, "That's it," and slaps him on the back, and Anston falls over.
God.
Damn it.
Oh dear. And I sort of brush myself down and allow my spell to disappear as sort of I examine all my bones and make sure everything's all right. I sort of say, "Fen, is there anything I can do?"
I think we're good. Like, could start dishing around this food. I'm guessing we're all going to be hungry. And he's handing out like dried meats and cheese and stuff.
I'll take some and sort of go and pass them to. I'll go to Ina first, and hand her some sort of meats and bread and cheese and such. And how are you doing, darling?
So we've got quite a lot of donation action going on right now. So Taschap, thank you very much for the £10 donation. I was a bit confused by what it said on screen, but we've got in chat that it says Ali and Ed nat 20, DM Anne and Scrat get a nat 1.
Okay. I love
two
nat
nat
ones.
20s and advantage.
Here's the thing, I
Also,
actually love nat ones.
Taschap, as you have taken the stream boss, you also get an additional nat 1 or nat 20 to dish out as you please, and you get another free £10 donation.
That can be divided into
Adam,
others.
did you call me Anne?
Ah.
I don't know, did I?
It was on the. It was,
Oh,
on the
I read it off chat, so
Oh, okay.
it was in the chat.
yeah.
Don't worry, darling.
Like it's spelled Anne but pronounced Annie because I'm Swedish and special.
You're beautiful.
Yes, it's pronounced Ambly. Got it.
Is it? Yeah.
I sort of head over and hand some sort of foods over to Ina and sort of. And how are you faring, darling? Are you all right?
I'm not actually all right. I mean, could we have stopped that?
No. And I sort of go and sort of sit down. Are you sitting? Are you?
Nah, she's probably just
Okay.
standing looking over the horizon.
All right. So yeah, Charisse will just go and sort of lean against the boat with you and sort of. Unfortunately, there are a lot of things in life that we can't control. But we're here. We saved Anston. We saved Izzy. We saved a lot of people back there. People that I probably would have turned and left at the first sight of danger, but we did well, I think. Don't try to dwell too hard on the past, alright?
Yeah, but it's happening now. I mean, we could have stayed and helped them on board, helped them get out of there in time.
And then we might have been caught. And then who knows what might have happened, but we're here and that's what's important. The here and now, not the past. We need to forget it. Or at least try to put it behind us, yes? And then, who knows, maybe after all this blows over we can come back and help. How about that?
All this gold is for me? Thank you, you guys.
Probably too late by then.
Thank you, Izriver, for that donation. Make things bad ×2, one for Ellie and one for Ambly.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
It's River! I love you, thank you. Thank you, darling, you're great. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just sort of...
So I have nat 1.
And a bad thing. Yes.
I've got
That goes well
I've
together.
got one bad thing, 2 nat 20s and advantage. Use these up soon. Okay. Yeah. Well, darling, we can always come back and maybe help with repairs. I mean, I'm sure they're going to be building quite a while after the dragon, yes?
Maybe. Like you can tell Ina is not having a good time right now.
Okay. Well, I just sort of incline my head and move over to Aelar and Izzy. sort of pass the food immediately to Izzy and then give Aelar a long look. and-
Izzy is hanging off the edge of the boat, just trailing his hand in the water.
Right, let's keep ourselves inside the boat, shall we? And I just
Oh,
sort of try and
please,
reach
please.
over it.
Cerise, don't smother the child. He's an expert swimmer and an amazing salesman.
We're in the middle of the ocean, Aelar. If he falls out, I'm not quite sure what's in here.
You mean like we did? He'll be fine. And don't worry,
That up.
you can pay me any time you like, and he'll just stroll away.
Aelar,
And Aelar is going to go over to like the cabin or whatever. He's going to select 2 wine glasses. He's going to take that very fine bottle of wine that he stole from the boathouse, and he's going to head over to Ina.
Okay.
And this is going to be a bit strange for Aelar because, you know, normally whenever he speaks to women, he's trying to woo them. But this is his sister. So he's going to be going across, half thinking, right, need to get on her good side, half thinking, trying to stop the mother-in-law from going mental. It's sort of that combination of feelings. And he's going to sit next to her and just be like, tough day, Ina?
Yeah. And she sort of gestures towards the screaming light land.
And he'll pour a glass of wine each and pass one over to Ina.
She chugs it.
Roll a Constitution save, please.
Can Aelar try to interfere?
Yes, if you're quick. Do your dexterity. It needs to beat 14.
Okay.
Instead of handling.
I'll wait
Yep.
for him to roll.
Yep.
Okay.
So on a 16, I'll sort of like put my hand on the glass and go, no, Ina, this is very fine wine. Believe me. First of all, drinking like that won't help. Take it from an expert. And secondly, enjoy the fine things. Bad things happen so that nice things are even better.
I know what you're saying, but right now it sounds like I'm just gonna enjoy this nice cup of wine while I enjoy the view of dying people. But I know that's not what you mean, but...
Well, funny you should say it that way, Ina, but what we have here in front of us is a mistake. And in mistakes, there are opportunities. Now, what could we have done better this time? Who knows? Maybe we could have handled the dragon differently. Could we maybe have done something differently in the library? Quite possibly. What we have here is an opportunity to learn, but personally, I don't think I would have done anything different because I have saved that small boy.
You look over and Izzy is sort of like, you can only really see his feet because he is hanging over the edge, and Taryn is walking around the top of his feet, balancing on top.
Can I just...
Allie?
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, can I be sort of in the midst of trying to grab him and trying to coax him back onto the boat properly?
You can try, but he's pretty happy how he is.
I know Therese is terrible with the children, so she's just sort of, come on, you, back on.
As you hold his legs to try and pull him back on, you actually loosen them and he falls in the water.
I dive
And
straight in.
he disappears beneath
I
the
dive
surface.
straight in.
What would you roll for swimming?
I can't swim.
You can't swim.
Survival.
And here comes the horrible things. So, Charisse starts to sink. Can
Okay.
give us all their perception, please?
But if any of you have ever watched Pirates of the Caribbean, the first film, I can actually just walk along the pond.
It's a very long way down right now.
So, Aelar will sort of spot this and he'll say, Ina, I'm sure
You
someone
roll
else...
perception, please.
23 for me.
Can I take a rope and jump in after them?
Ina, wait, I'm sure someone else will handle this. There was a point to this conversation.
And there
Um,
she jumps!
Yeah. Warathlian, you can see this. You watch Ina run with rope and jump straight in.
I have a natural one! I just...
Yeah. Again.
We're
Everyone's
fucked.
just gonna drown!
No, wait, no, hold on. I have a plan. I have a good plan.
Okay,
I
okay.
just saved
So
you.
I'm down the
Can
water
I?
with a rope and trying to find the child and...
It is
the
dark
roof-
down
is the
there.
roof-
I have dark vision!
Can I
In salt water. No.
can I please cast? Because salt water don't bother me. So can I please cast dancing lights? And as I just plunge down through this dark water, and can I spot him?
You don't see Izzy, but as the lights turn on, you see a huge, grinning, amphibious face right by you, and it grins and it grabs your foot and pulls you down.
Motherfucker! Shut up!
Can I see this? Can I see the lights? Can I see the shark?
You see Charisse reach up. The light turns on, and you see this huge, weird-looking creature, and it just grabs her and disappears.
Okay, I'm just gonna add that I never put on my armor again, so I'm just like, I guess.
You got that one. You are still sinking.
Yeah, I'm swimming down.
Just remember,
towards her.
I don't need to breathe.
Yeah,
You
I know,
do.
but I'm not thinking of that. I'm looking. Can I see Izzy somewhere?
You see Izzy swimming back up as he is a confident swimmer.
So
Okay, I give him the rope.
thank you, Test Chap, who gives a nat 1 to Ed and begins using their £10 donation to give a disadvantage to Ambly and an advantage to Izzy.
Okay.
I think I've only gotten bad things to do. Love you guys.
Okay, so this is all happening. Izzy is swimming up to the top. Taryn is sort of jumping up and down on the actual edge of the boat, like shouting.
Can I sort of almost not give away my rope, but sort of like pull him to the rope so he can start to climb up again?
Yep, he doesn't need it, but he takes the rope and he swims upwards.
Yeah,
You see a huge hand reach down into the water and grab him by like the back of his clothes, which you recognise to be Inoxi's hand with her light bluish skin, and he pulls him out of the water, plonks him on deck, taking the rope off him, and Izzy is securing a knot.
Okay. I'll still holding the end of the rope and continue to swim down.
Okay. No, it's alright, you'll be alright. Next turn, I want you to roll a constitution save.
Okay, great.
You got disadvantage.
While I was wait. I want to take a moment to
Ina's gonna die.
tie the rope around my hand.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, great. Then I want to continue to swim down.
How far down is she?
Not super far down. She can see Charisse disappearing because there's a glowing light around Charisse at the moment as Charisse is being dragged under.
Okay. I continue to swim down, like.
Yep. Okay, Charisse, this creature attacks you. Whilst grabbing it, it tries to it's thrashing you about and it is hitting you. So it is. Where is it? What's your armor class? Because I've got a 15.
204. Alright, it's a hit.
Aelar, now holding 2 glasses of wine, takes a sip. As Isriver donates 1 nat 1 for Ambly and bad things for Ed.
Okay.
I'm gonna die and it's all out.
I'm gonna die. I think I have a bad
Ali.
It's just gonna kill her. Sorry.
Please take 8 damage.
and a nat 1. Gosh.
Type it down.
Right.
As this creature is thrashing you about.
Okay, can I... Okay, did it just get one of my legs or both?
It's got one of them.
Can I kick it in the face as I'm being
Beats
dragged
its armor
under?
class. Yes, you can. Roll attack.
You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? That I've not been able to do this entire game and I'm finally able to do it! Yay! The arm's coming off, people. I detach one of my arms and I reach down and I beat the fuck out of this damn fish with my arm. Also, mostly because I don't actually have just a normal attack. Ah, motherfucker. Well,
You do not hit it. In fact, it grabs your other arm in its teeth.
no, you fucking don't.
See,
You don't.
without magic, Cerise is armless.
I'm not 20. Shit.
Without magic, Cerise is armless.
I have
No,
one arm.
no scratch.
One arm left. Okay.
That was a bad pun.
Oh, okay.
And it swipes at you again.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't hit.
Yeah, that's right. No, it doesn't. Okay. Can I please cast?
Do you need to be able to say words?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just.
Depend on the magic.
I mean,
Yeah, I think
without
spells do.
without lungs, would being underwater stop her from saying spells?
The
That's
type
not-
of curse she's under.
Dun, dun.
I
Well-
don't know. I'm fucked. Okay. Shit. I don't have anything for underwater fights. This isn't good. Okay. Well, at least I'm just gonna touch
Least
myself and I'm just gonna cast mage armor on myself. So.
Okay.
So my base AC becomes 13 plus my dexterity modifier
Okay.
is 1, so 14. My armor class.
14. Okay. Ina, you see, whilst this sort of attack is happening, you're getting closer because the attack has slowed the pace down. Please make a constitution save, though, because you're running out of air.
Well, can I use my disadvantage then instead of my natural one? My disadvantage came first.
Yes, of course you can.
And thank you, Tass Chap, who uses another £5 to make the party life better, and then gives advantage to Ali, Ambly, and Izzy.
Oh my
So
god!
Izzy now has two advantages.
Two
Okay.
advantages, 2.
Okay.
I've got 2 GP. Thank you.
Yeah.
Aside from being taken underwater by fish.
No, wait, that's wrong. How do I use roll 20 again?
Dash roll, but you can.
No,
yes,
we would do this.
/R
T-shirt.
1d20.
Plus, oh,
Just use the Constitution.
20.
Click on it.
Or
Yeah,
just
just
click-
click on the
Okay.
constitution.
You don't
Okay,
need to
that's-
type those.
That's 18.
Or
And
18,
roll
we'll
again.
take that.
Roll
Plus
again.
10.
Plus one.
10. Okay, so you can feel your chest tightening and bubbles leave your mouth as you start to run out of air.
Okay,
What's the
I just want to
Constitution
try
modifier?
to grab cherries. That's all I'm trying
Can I
to.
try and
You're
reach
going to-
for her?
Grab her. You can try reach for her.
Yeah.
Got an extra arm.
I say,
Actually-
Castile, shouldn't we weigh anchor, stop, so that we can regain these people?
Why? What's happened?
Everyone's just
Not
died.
been paying attention.
They've all just driven off board like idiots.
Oh, God.
Warathlian,
And he just pulls
you-
a massive thing, and the
I am ready to just
anchor
type it.
falls down.
Actually, I was
Do I
thinking
get
before
knocked
you
out by
before
the
you
anchor?
pull the anchor, Warathlian, why don't you hold on to the anchor and you can speed down there and rescue all of them?
With an armor on, are you
In
fucking
armor?
insane? Like a stone.
Oh, we'll hoist you back up with the anchor.
He's gonna die!
Warathlian, can you please do a...
Aelar's actually trying
What's
to kill us
balance?
because
That's
of
dexterity. A
party.
dexterity saving throw, please.
Aelar's trying to knock us all out.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill us.
He's like, these guys are a bunch of idiots. Let's get rid of them.
Still holding 2 glasses of wine.
Warathlian, can I have a dexterity save, please?
Uh-huh. And plus 2, 20.
20. Okay. As the anchor
Oh,
drops...
yeah, I didn't agree to do that.
no, I know you haven't. As the anchor drops, the boat really rocks in
Oh,
the
yeah.
sea, and you manage to catch your balance just in time.
Aha.
Very honourable of you to just dive in and try and save them, Warathlian.
Have you swim with an armor on before?
Oh no, and I never will.
Exactly.
My
Okay,
prediction
so
that you guys
Ina,
had an
you
armor.
managed to grab hold of Sharice's arm.
Okay, I'm gonna pull. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna start to.
Wait, no.
What?
Tug the rope.
No way! Yeah, the one I
Tied
I'm
it.
gonna lose an
Yeah,
arm.
I tied a rope around my wrist, and I'm holding cherries.
Oh hell no.
one of her arms, and I start to pull.
Uh-uh.
But I'm gonna have to roll again a Constitution saving throw,
I let go.
and I have a natural 1. So
I let go.
I'm gonna
I
be
let go.
unconscious.
I let go. I let go. I
I
let
will
go
tug
of
the
her.
rope. It's tugged.
I let go of her. I let go of. I let go.
Hang
of
on. So what's just happened? So
What just happened is, first on my turn, I take hold of Cherie's hands or wrist, and I take my other wrist where I tie the rope and starts to like
tug.
this,
Okay, so
Yeah.
Inoxie gets that. Yeah.
basically to tell them pull us up, and then I have to roll a Constitution saving throw, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, can
and I
she
have a
definitely
natural
grab me
1,
though?
So I'm gonna be unconscious.
Wait, can she definitely grab me though in the first
Yeah,
place?
she grabbed you because of how close you were. So
Right, okay.
Ina is out. She is passed out from so much oxygen.
Okay.
Like defective and hang on, I'm just gonna roll. Inoxie is trying to pull you up. At the
I
same
will pull the
time.
rope as well.
And Izzy, you hear a splash in the water as Izzy is swimming down towards you, and he is an able swimmer. He has grown up next to the sea,
The kid's gonna
and
save me.
he swims down further, and he grabs hold of Charisse, and with one swift kick, hang on, advantage.
That one.
He kicks this creature square in the eye,
Wait,
and it
so-
quickly lets go of you.
So the
No.
kid a 5-year-old kid, just did this. And
Yes,
Ina
he
is
did.
like, ugh, can't.
How you take
Ina
the
is being pulled up out of the water.
You would not been
no.
able to do this. I know. I have saved someone's life underwater. He would not be able to do this.
Ambly, this is fantasy. Get over it. Get over
You're
it.
being attacked by a giant, weird, amphibious frog. Come on.
With my legs, you know how you can grab things with your feet, like on the floor when you're trying not to be bothered to do anything. I grab my arm.
Izzy has kicked it away, and you sail upwards.
Oh,
I just have to clarify. I don't care how much LARPing you've done. I doubt you've fought an underwater giant frog with big eyes before.
and have you taken a kick to the eye before?
No, but I pulled someone out of water, and you're
I
gonna
remember
need,
you saying.
yeah. And if you're gonna fight a giant frog, you're gonna need more strength. Than
It's
a
more
5-year-old.
that Izzy dove down, and he hasn't got strength, but he knows the water, and he has kicked this creature in the eye, so that it has not. It's almost sort of, it's opened its mouth, thus the arm dropping, and it sort of recoils, and Inoxie is pulling Ina up
This
to
is
the
so
water, pulling you up.
Alice,
I
this is
also took it.
this is so unrealistic. Really?
Never anger a DM, Ambly.
To be
I'm
fair, I
realistic. I'm a skeleton, Amber.
I know.
That is a dragon.
We're playing
We've
D&D,
seen
so
a dragon, Ambly. There's a dwarf and an elf and a blue person on our boat. There's an army of darkness coming out of that. This
We
is
met the guardian.
unrealistic.
Alice, have you heard all this? This is so unrealistic.
I know. I'm sorry. Don't worry. I'll do something.
Anyway.
A review on Yelp.
Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it.
This is
So-
getting silly.
So, Ina is pulled on board, and she is coughing and spluttering, and Inoxie is slapping her on the back, and Fen has run over as well, and is just trying to get her to cough up all the water, and he's pushing her hair out of the way. It's like, breathe. Why would you jump in? And Izzy gasps for air as he comes up, and he has pulled Charisse with him, and Castile runs over, pulling Charisse on board as Izzy clambers up the side.
Well done, Izzy.
I just lie in a wet heap on the floor and just sort of, and just you just see water just because obviously of my eye sockets, you see water just
It is just
Dripping out of
pouring
my
out of
eye sockets and bones and everything,
Are
and
you
I'm
crying?
and I just sort of lift myself up on one arm and sort of look around and Oh my goodness, Ina, is she all right? Is he all right? Are they all right? Are they alive?
I'm
Are they-
fine.
Oh my goodness! And
Why'd you push me in?
I was trying to grab you, child. I wasn't.
But I was fine.
Oh,
You were almost.
Cerise, I did tell you that he was a very capable swimmer.
Aelar, be quiet and drink your bloody wine. And I sort of raise myself onto my feet and go over to Ina and sort of, is she alive? Is she all right? Are you sure she's all right? Is she breathing?
Well,
Does she
Izzy.
need breathing?
Well, Izzy, I can tell she's been in the sea. She's awfully salty, isn't she?
Ha ha! Like, and he's laughing himself.
Is she
And he
breathing?
walks over and Izzy's looking at Ina and he reaches into his sack and offers her an apple as she coughs and splutters all the
Yeah.
seawater up.
Yeah, Ina is just throwing up water. Like,
Yeah.
it's not pretty. She does not speak for at least 5 minutes because her lungs are filled with water,
Yep.
and she does not eat anything during
I
that
just-
time.
Aelar lets out a large sigh, puts down the glasses of wine, puts the cork back in the bottle, finishes the wine, and thinks, well, perhaps another time.
I've just sort of sat down on maybe like a crate or something. I've discarded my robe and I'm now analysing my discarded socket. All the while, constantly glancing at Ina.
Oh yeah,
Ina is now propped up and she is
Yeah.
that. Fen is making sure she's alright and she's just sort of just coughing up the last of it.
yeah, it's like okay, everyone's alright.
Like, Ina, my
Right.
dear, well, you shouldn't really go throwing yourself into the ocean like that.
At least I had a rope with me. That person
This
apparently,
is intelligent, I have to say.
like, that skeleton can't swim. Apparently,
I have a name, Ina.
she is coughing more like. I'm sorry, Cherise. She's just.
No, I'm.
But what was that thing?
It's the ocean, darling. There's a lot of things in there, but I'm so sorry that you went in. I didn't mean to. I don't know. I just saw. I was trying to get the boy off the. I thought he was going to fall in, and then he fell in because of me, and then I jumped in because. God, I mean, I'll just sink to the bottom. I'll be all right. But
Yeah,
Ugh.
but not if you're left alone.
I'll probably surface in a couple of days. Walk along the bottom. I did it in a very large lake once, although the ocean's marginally different.
Yeah, but we need you here.
Yes, remember what I was saying to you earlier, Ina, about mistakes? I would certainly say that this is one of those ones that we should probably learn from.
Izzy is stood there just wringing his t-shirt out.
This boy did more work than you did. But I just assume you enjoyed your glass of wine while people were dying.
No, Ina, no. I knew that if I tried to help out, I would just become another person to be saved. I don't know how to swim. I don't know how to fight sea monsters. If I cannot be a help, I'd rather not be a hindrance.
But your
And
concern is
I did
good.
get the captain to stop the boat.
Wow.
Thank you.
Inoxy sort of wanders over there. Now, if we could all not throw ourselves overboard, that would be wonderful. Thank you. Castile, we can go again. And she's like, and you can see him pulling on the lever to bring back
Can,
up the
can we just put a rule that kids are not allowed to hang outside of the boat
Thank you.
to begin with?
Izzy, would you mind not terrifying everyone with your antics? It's not that I don't trust you, it's just that you make people nervous and they jump in the water.
Fine.
We jumped in the water to save your apprentice.
Oh, he would have been fine.
Yeah, without the rope and no one noticing and you not caring.
Don't
Yeah,
think
he
that I don't care.
Well, and I sort of looked down at my arm and this has never happened in 300 wonderful years. Lovely.
It is
Great.
coming round to sunset. You are far away from all of the the land you came from now, and the water you start going into seems to be a lot brighter.
Okay.
And much clearer.
Alice?
Yeah?
I'm just going to ask a thing, since... Slight thing. Because I've always wondered, and obviously it's up to you because it's your world, whether or not Cherise can control her limbs that may or may not be attached to her body. Because I think myself
I
and
would
Ed-
say no, purely
Damn
because
it.
of distance.
That's fair. Okay. It's lost forever. Alright. Okay.
Okay. I'll go back to Aelar and take back my glass of wine. If it's empty, I'm gonna look disappointed. If it's full, she's gonna look really happy.
Well, I mean, Ina,
It's up to Aelar.
I had started to drink it, but I wouldn't have rushed it, so I can happily hand you back a glass of wine, and I did cork the rest of the bottle thinking that you wouldn't be up for drinking, but if you are up for drinking, he will uncork the bottle again.
Okay, yeah, give me a glass of wine. I just threw up my dinner, so I'm
Maybe
hungry again.
take it extra slow, you are drinking on an extra stomach.
Yeah, sure.
And I was gonna say, there are things like biscuits and things like ship's biscuits that go round and are handed mainly to Ina because she is, as you said, thrown up her dinner, so she is feeling a bit weak right now.
Now, Ina, we seem to have fallings out like this quite often. I would quite like to get on with you. But perhaps we shouldn't quite be so... frictious with each other's natures.
I agree. First of all, you are my half brother, but that's not important. That is not the important part, because you are clever. You're smart and you have a good heart. It's just that I don't agree with your methods. That makes sense.
I totally understand that. And in the same way, you are brave. You have the courage of a lion. You tried to throw yourself against a dragon, for Christ's sake. You certainly have a good heart, but I also disagree with your methods. Mainly throwing yourself at a dragon.
Well, I have actually met that dragon once before. And it was a bit of a revenge thing. But...
Now, I understand that you've met the dragon before. Okay, I will take that for granted. I'm not going to question it. Dragon's not been seen in hundreds of years. Do you know what? I'll trust you on this. Do you have large talons?
Pardon?
Do you have large talons? Perhaps a maw, a great big bite. Do you have jaws 60 feet long? How about flame breath weapon that can envelop a city? Do you have any of those things?
No.
Then can you see why I disagree with your head-on method?
Yes. I agree. But like I said, it's more of personal matters that I deal with in my way.
I totally understand that. I also have personal matters that I'd like to deal with, namely things to do with the Thieves Guild. It's one of the main reasons I can't give up thieving. It's all I have of the guild. If they're harvesting magic children, I feel I need to represent what the guild once was.
May I ask you a personal question?
Of course.
Are you happy with being a thief? By stealing from people? Is it... Why do you do it?
Ina, nothing makes me happier When I am lifting a key from a guardsman's pocket and he hasn't noticed, or taking a gold piece from a counter that hasn't been noticed, nothing beats that rush of adrenaline. I would trade all of the fine wine in the world and all of the wenches in all the docks just for that rush of adrenaline.
Well, we share something in common. When Taran disappeared, I automatically was the one that was supposed to take over the family name, basically. But it was literally the adventure and rush of adrenaline that I got that made me leave. So fighting and helping people are just like a really good sugar rush.
So essentially, we're both addicts dealing with addiction. Perhaps
If you wanna
then,
put it that way, yeah.
perhaps then we could both be a little more understanding of the other person. I'll try not to flagrantly steal in front of you, if you try not to flagrantly get yourself killed in front of me. How does that sound?
Fair enough, and I would appreciate if you don't steal from me anymore. If you need money, I'm happy to lend you some, but you need to ask first.
I agree. Fair enough, totally. Here's the 5 silver that was in your pocket earlier.
Is this true, Alice?
Yes.
Did you when?
Earlier.
The same way you took his dagger earlier.
Yeah.
Did you roll disadvantage? Because I have
Look
been
at that face. That is the face of a man who has nothing left to lose, and that's the face of a man who, even though we rolled disadvantage, still got some sort of 20 sort of number. Look at him.
She takes them, and she doesn't look quite as mad as before. She's just like, okay, thank you, and takes them back. Sort of like,
So-
hey, I can...
I tell you what, I will not treat you like an idiot. I won't lie to you. I will steal. I can't help that, but I'll try not to fragrantly do it in front of you. I won't lie about whether I've done it or not. Yes, I stole this boat from the impound, but all I see impounding as is official stealing. So who's really the bad guy here?
Okay, but you don't need to defend yourself anymore with that. Like, I think that's a fair agreement. That try not to steal in front of me. Be sneaky about your stealing, and if you need something from me, don't steal from me. Ask instead.
Agreed. And he'll hold out his hand to shake.
She shakes it and take a firm grip.
A gentleman's agreement.
Strength roll, please, Ambly.
What? I'm not gonna
Crush
crush
his
it.
hand.
I'm not gonna crush it.
Crush his hand.
I know.
Let's see. How many disadvantages do I have left? Like 1?
I think you have one.
I think I have 1 left.
Okay, yeah,
So
no,
eight.
you give him a very solid, firm handshake, but it's not crushing or anything like that.
No, I'm
You're
not
just sort of
trying to
telling
crush it.
him.
Could I make a dexterity save to try and do something fancy or a sleight of hand motion?
If you want, yeah, go for it.
I've got a nat 1 to use, but my aim was to try and turn the handshake into the classic kiss of the back of the hand, which is just basically Aelar's trademark.
Okay, but your nat 1, you just sort of come at her with the claw, and it just looks really awkward.
She's like, what are you doing?
Sorry about that.
Okay, she's probably finished her wine by now. She has been drinking.
So Aelar would never let a lady's glass empty in his presence. So if you've been drinking, he's been filling.
Constitution save, please. And you too, Adam.
Oh my god, she's like handling
Ina
it
can
like a
hold her
god.
drink. She is absolutely fine. You
I-
feel like happy.
I
but
would like
not,
to
you know.
use my one of my advantages.
Yes, go for it.
Wait, did I? It doesn't matter if I had disadvantage.
You are tipsy, but you are not drunk.
Wait, did I have another natural one?
No, I think you
should
used
know
them
this.
all.
Because I know I used one natural one. Did I get another one?
You used 2 in the water.
Yeah.
Not 2. I used one natural one and one disadvantage.
Ah, okay.
And now
So
I
you
used
have-
another disadvantage.
Yes.
I'm not keeping track of this. I'm
You
sorry.
should.
I
Yes,
should. I
you're-
really should.
You're
All
fine.
of you should have pen and paper by now. Pencil and paper at all times.
Yeah.
You should buy your paper.
I've got
yeah,
it
I'm
written.
gonna look at chat again. Sorry, guys.
That's fine. I just
Um,
wrote it in Google Docs.
As you guys are doing this, you hear Izzy go, "Look, look!" And you see he's leaning over the edge.
I pull him back.
Okay, can you please roll for me?
What?
A dexterity. You need to be quick.
And that's 12,
You fall in.
obviously.
Man overboard.
And I'm gonna sink like a stone.
You fall in.
Okay.
However,
I yelled it.
So
you do sink, and you sink, but you do touch the ground fairly quickly.
thank you, River, for another donation. This is a specific bad thing. Scrat or Aelar loses sight in one eye, but gains enhanced sense in another. D4 for the sense.
That rings a bell.
I'm gonna have. Is there a specific thing for that, or can I?
I can roll the 1d4. It's just what we've got. Touch.
I've got down.
Touch, taste,
Yeah.
smell, hearing.
Is that the right order?
Can do if you want.
So
Yes.
so
No, no.
1 touch, 2 smell,
Taste,
taste,
smell, and hearing.
3
Smell,
smell,
hearing.
4 hearing. Enhanced. Come on 2.
1 touch.
I have enhanced
Feel everything.
feelings.
No, in your hand, like.
I know. I can feel everything.
Never say that to someone. Hello, my name is Aelar. I can
So
feel
how long are you blind in one eye? Just is this for good or?
It's up to you, I would say.
I'll say until the end of the session at least.
I say it
so-
also depends how I become blinded. I don't mind losing an eye if
Suddenly,
that's how we want to
awaken.
do it. Exactly. It's not just going to be like, oh, sudden blindness, like alcohol blindness, unless it's up to you. I need to lose an eye somehow. Or lose sight for some reason.
Charisse advances towards you with a knife.
To make things easier, Aelar will take on Ina's words about not helping last time and sort of look to her, shrug, and slightly tipsy dive in after Rarathian.
With a rope, I hope.
Okay.
No, he's not a
He's
sensible
got no-
sailor. He knows nothing about boats and things. This is what he said before, so he just dives in.
You
Can I
dive
try?
in.
No, I want to try to stop him.
You could try
I want to use my advantage.
dexterity versus dexterity.
Okay, I want to
Oh god.
like basically use my dexterity. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Aelar,
Okay. Aelar, you dive straight in, and as you do, you realise the water is not quite as deep as you feel, and you hit the bottom,
You land on my horse.
basically face on, and you scratch along the bottom because there's lots of stones and shells just scratch across your eye, and you lose sight in this eye. And Morathlian, you realise you can probably, if you can manage to swim up a little, you can reach the surface. You seem to be on a shallow, in some shallows.
Where does Ada land according to my position?
Not that far from you.
Can I try to save me as well then?
You can but first of all, you need to make sure you can get up. So strength roll to get up.
Okay. And that's a 20.
Yep, you managed to swim all the way up.
I'm throwing up like a rope to them to catch.
Okay. Yep, you throw a rope over, and it lands right by Warathlian.
Okay.
And I grab hold of it.
I caught.
That's my scarf. You just look like Pudsey Bear. Like, come on.
You're right, Amy.
He does! Hold on. Wait. Stay there.
Right, so,
Don't move from that position, hold on.
Warathian, are you pulling him up, or...?
Yes.
Okay, you pull Aelar up, and you see the cut across his face, where it is swollen and scratched all the way across.
Ah!
Yep, you can see he is blind of one eye.
I will use my net one.
Oh, he don't look so good.
Wait, you can't use that once when you want. That's cheating.
Are they back on the boat or are they just on the surface?
No, they're on the surface. They're sort of treading water.
Yeah. Did they Yeah, I threw the rope.
I call out to the rest of the boat. They've done it again, unfortunately. Could we stop for a moment?
Castile has already dropped the anchor.
Right, okay.
And he's like, I think we should break here tonight. And you notice that there's actually a small island ahead of you. And the water is so clear, and there seems to be like lilies and lily pads floating all around you. Lots of pinkish and white flowers just floating on the surface, and the water seems to taste fresh here for some reason, even though it is joined with the ocean.
Okay.
Izzy jumps in to the water further up, and he can just wade through, and he is scooping up the flowers and looking at them and sniffing them.
I imagine Aelar would follow.
He looks over at Aelar like, your eye! That! Like, and he's pointing at, your eye.
Aelar will do as I have done, and he'll take a bit of cloth and cover it. I wouldn't worry about that, Izzy.
I wouldn't. Fuck's sake. That's okay.
Ayla,
I'm never bored on
you
those.
did great. I'm really proud of you.
You look like a pirate.
I feel totally rewarded, Ina. Totally and utterly rewarded.
Like, she doesn't want to encourage. No, she doesn't want to disencourage him. She's like, yeah.
Glad I meet of your approval. You see why I dislike the direct approach.
Practice makes perfect.
Of
Is
course.
is it wadable?
Yeah, no, people are starting to, like, so
Okay.
Castile and Inoxy jump out and start mooring the boat
Okay.
on this
Okay.
beach,
Can
which was weird because it is a sandy beach but with fresh water. And Inoxy says, I'm going to go, she's going to go and find some resources and scout out the place, as well as Castile. And he said, please watch my boat. Don't pinch it again. He looks over at Aelar and maybe sort yourself out. This.
Yeah. Can
going
Cherise sort of go over to Aelar, sort of wading through, and with her arm, just very lightly cups his head and just sort of turns it slightly, just sort of. Let's get you aboard so we can look at that. All right.
I suppose so, but I wouldn't fret too much.
I'm not fretting. I just don't want you to be complaining for the rest of the trip. Get on board quickly.
Oh, surely you know by now, Cerise, that I'll complain either way, but let's go.
Sort of wade back in, and sort of cast a look over my shoulder and sort of, Rathian, do you need help getting aboard? Are you all right?
Well, I didn't hear that.
Rathian, do you need help getting aboard? Are you all right?
I climbed on board already, so I don't know what you're on about.
Says Raffian from behind you.
Cerise just pauses, doesn't sigh, and just goes to see if she can find some sort of bandages or anything, rummaging around.
Okay, Ina continues to drink wine.
Do I assume right that I can't heal his eye?
No, you won't be able to heal his eye.
Yeah.
This is just like a damage that needs healing. It's not.
Yeah.
You find bandages in the shape of just strips of cloth.
Yeah.
And things like that. Ina, roll another constitution.
Consultation check. Love me my consultation checks.
24.
You are absolutely fine once again. You are downing this and nothing is happening.
Why do I roll good now?
Aelar.
Roll 20 for
Aelar might not know anything about medicine, but if Cerise has done, and she hasn't done this, he will go to his pack where he's got that fine whiskey. He'll put that fine whiskey back again and take out the cheap rum and just pour some on his eye.
And it will burn. Roll a Constitution save.
Can I use my advantage on that? Can I use my advantage?
If you want.
Yeah, I'll use my advantage.
Okay, it burns, but it doesn't do you any damage. But you think this was not the best idea in the world.
But it won't get infected. It won't get infected. I think that's how
Should we
magic
just-
works, right?
Sharice huffs a sigh and just sees you doing this to yourself and just sort of, what on earth are you doing? Just stop. And so she puts down all the sort of the bandages and stuff, takes the bottle from you, puts it away, and then starts with her, ignore that, with her one hand just starts rummaging through the bandages and sort of, you're going to have to help me out here, alright? Hold that. And she sort of presses a part of the bandage against your face. Hold that there while I try and wrap it around you. It'll stop getting infected if we're going into any jungles or forests or water habit. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to have to heal on its own, but
I wouldn't worry. I've always fancied being a pirate.
don't joke about it.
As you do that, Izzy is running around the sandy beach with Taryn as they're sort of chasing each other and just being happy to be on a beach, basically. They're looking at the flowers that float in the water getting washed up, and Anston has parked himself on the beach and got all the maps out and has started looking.
Go, Taryn!
And can you all roll perception, please?
Oh.
I guess at like disadvantage because I'm recently
Yes,
blind.
please.
I have an advantage. I'm gonna use my advantage.
Unless I happen to be feeling the area around.
Not
9.
really.
I'm gonna use my advantage there, so I've got my nat.
Okay.
9.
Got
9.
one advantage and 2 nat.
So Charisse looks into the distance and can see some people approaching. This doesn't look like Castile and Enoxy.
Everyone, be on your guard. There are some figures approaching over there, but they don't look like anyone we know.
Excuse me, I will take this as an opportunity to teach my apprentice something.
No, you won't. Sit. And Charisse is sort of, with force sort of stronger than you think a skeletal arm could manage, she forces you down on a seat and sit. And then
Cerise, I won't be stealing anything, merely
Aelar,
showing him how to hide in the foliage, as is our natural ability.
I'm not asking you to steal. You've just hurt your eye. You need to rest for a moment, alright?
Oh, I'm an elf, darling. I don't sleep no more than you do. Come on, I'll be fine.
Whilst you have been arguing, these 6 people have walked up. And they're talking to Izzy.
Oh,
I
bollocks.
have-
I jump off the boat.
I
Can
have...
you do a dexterity, please? You have one eye. I want to see how good your perception is right now.
He's gonna die again. He's gonna jump into... and hit his head.
Was that an 8? Sorry, Adam. Or was
An
that?
8.
Yeah.
It's an 8. I'm all out of advantages. That's an 8.
Trip
What was
and
that?
fall
Did you have a
headfirst into this, like water with all the lilies and everything.
Oh,
Like that.
Ina's
Look
trying
at
not
that
to
face!
laugh.
Adam, hold that face, please.
What
You're
face?
right.
That
You're
one.
right,
What's wrong with my face?
I don't know.
This is my normal face, but with a headband on.
That's not an expression that you're making.
You see these people talking to Izzy and Anston, and they seem really friendly. Like Izzy is just chatting, and Anston is smiling at them. And these guys walk over. They are in fairly colourful clothes. It's much hotter weather here, so they are in less of them as well. It's more of a loose shirt and a small waistcoat.
Alarm!
type thing.
Alarm! Aelar is alarmed. He will be hurrying over towards Izzy.
Okay, as you hurry over to Izzy, he's like, "Hello, friend." And he's like, "And you are."
And I'll pick up Izzy first and hold him at my waist and be like, John Mackendale, at your service.
It's lovely to meet you, John. And he holds a hand out.
And I will shake that hand. To whom do I have the pleasure?
Phil. My name is Phil.
Tell me,
Philip, if you prefer.
do the gulls often go near the butcheries these days?
Are you alright? You do seem to have hit your head.
Oh, this little thing, don't worry. And obviously, if you remember, that is my test to see if he's part of the guild.
Yes, I do.
And now that he has not confirmed that he's part of the guild, I don't trust him at all. But I'm less worried about him abducting Izzy.
Well, I'm Phil Carden. I come from the village overside, and these are my boys. And they all just sort of go, eh.
I have sort of ducked onto the other side of the boat where they can't see me. My hood is fully over my face now, and I'm just sort of hunched in a corner, trying not to let anybody see me whatsoever.
Okay. Can I hear this? I'm still on the boat.
Roll me a perception, please.
19.
Yes, you hear all of this.
Okay, I shout, "You want some wine?" And
What?
she holds up the bottle.
Wine.
Perhaps.
Yes, I do.
Perhaps it will be time for wine, and perhaps not, Phil. Tell me, what do you know of the Necromancer?
The Necromancer. I don't know. We don't really talk about him here. We're not interfered with by that.
We just
lot
left
here.
the island,
What island?
the mainland, where the Great
Why?
Library
What's
is.
happened?
It would appear that the Necromancer has returned.
That's impossible, mate. No, I don't think so.
Well,
That's fairy stories. We're just hard workers here, aren't we, boys? And they all in sync go, eh.
tell me, is that some sort of, like, quaint rural dialect, or are they hard of speech?
I just don't like to talk much.
Fair enough. So,
Simple lads. That's why I hire him.
fair enough. Phil, as much as I wish it weren't true, unfortunately we have just come from the land where it happened, and I can verify that it is, and I'd like to try and persuade him.
Can I help with yeah, that's true.
You can, but Aelar got a 20, so...
Oh, never mind that.
He's like,
Need.
God, I wonder if everyone... We normally receive a message from the other land when something bad happens, but I'm guessing you're it.
Everyone was just abandoning as quickly as they could. They were literally evacuating the city with the utmost of haste.
Right. I should probably warn
We
the village.
barely got away within an hour of the darkness overtaking the city.
Intriguing. Well, we should warn the city we're the outer and the first of the past isles, so we should probably...
Do you not have beacons or something for emergencies such as this?
We normally send a man over to we're just one of the small islands of the past isles, and the main isles, they do have them. Normally we send one of our men over, but... Yes, beacons have not been needed in a while.
I think it is time that the beacons are lit.
Right. And you'll be willing to come with me and testify that you've seen this? Although I'm not going back there, and they just call me a crazy man, saying the Necromancer's back.
Phil, not only will I come with you and convince your elders to light the beacons, if they don't do it, I'll bloody well go and light it myself.
Right. Okay. And this
I should
your boat?
introduce you to the rest of the crew.
I was going to say, who's that lovely lady offering me wine over there?
This would be my sister Ina.
Code names.
She's
I mean,
Ina. She's Ina Boat, and her name is Florence.
Florence. Ina
Florence, please meet Phil and his boys, who will undoubtedly all say "ear."
Yeah. As they all do. Well, it's
What-
very nice to meet you, Ina Florence.
This this warrior is Matthew.
This I have seen and worked with your kind before, Dragonborn. It is nice to see another of you.
Where we are already nowadays.
I've come across a couple of your kind, normally as they travel beyond the past isles.
And this hooded figure over here, he walks over to where Cerise is and like pulls her up. And this is Susie.
Susie, as in Susie the skeleton, right?
I don't move. I am just. I don't say a word.
I imagine you've still got your hood right forward, right? So they can't see.
I almost go. Yeah, but you can see my hand.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I almost go limp in his arm, like, and just pretend I'm a prop. I go dead. I'm just like,
Okay, performance, please.
Nat 20.
You do this, and he just thinks that Aelar's a little bit odd for carrying around a mannequin-type skeleton.
And Aelar will like shake her to try and make her talk. Like, Cerise.
Phil turns to Ina and Warathlian and is your friend all right? As he sees like him violently shaking in
And
the background.
if she still doesn't respond, then Aelar will turn Cerise around and start like slapping her face. Like,
That is his skeleton, Susan. He carries us around when we travel. Don't question it.
Oh, interesting.
well,
It's like,
it would seem that Susie has died, and he'll just drop her.
Therese, take 1d4 of damage.
I have 2 HP left.
Yeah, and like I said, Aelar will just drop her. Assuming that whatever magic filled her body is now gone.
What did you get, Ali? Sorry?
Hmm?
What did you get?
1d4?
Yeah. 4. Okay. Charisse crumples into a pile of bones on the floor.
I actually gonna go with my glass of wine and like collect her and take her to the boat where they can't see her.
Okay, so like you're putting her like in a sack, or are you just like throwing her
Not
on
again.
board?
What is this?
What? No,
This is
I'm
a
Use the
crime
cloak.
scene.
like what? I'm trying to. Yeah, I guess a sack. That's probably the most
use a
respectful
cloak.
I can do. Like carefully placing her. Like I'm sorry, and goes on board again on the ship.
As we leave earshot of them, I just sort of quietly, my skull almost sort of swivels to look up at you, and I sort of go, "You realise I'm going to kill your brother? You realise this is something that's going to happen today?"
Oh
Ina?"
please, we just became
Ina.
friends. Don't kill him. and but
Yes,
you know,
because-
you have to do what you have to do.
The man is amazing at subterfuge, yet decides to reveal an undead person to a large group of strangers. Yes, he is very smart, as my bones sort of start to...
Yeah,
And sort
I
of shift
I
back up.
continue to drink wine the entire evening. Like she.
Phil and his men have actually started to light a fire. He's like, I'm really sorry, I hope we're not intruding on your little spot of beach, but this is our normal little spot.
Oh
of
no.
beach.
Like
We'll eat dinner here, and then we normally go back, so you may join us if you wish. Are there any more of you? Like,
Yes, two more. They have gone to, I can't remember what they do. Do something shippy, I imagine. They're ship people. They do ship stuff.
3,
Free?
Aelar.
4.
Even 4.
Oh,
Then
yeah,
the two
4.
ship people, and then the kid and the priests.
Oh
Five!
yeah, Izzy.
No, you've got the dwarf fan. You've got the dwarf fan,
as well.
the blue lady, Anston, and Izzy. 5.
Oh yeah, right.
There were a number of others. I don't know.
Well,
I've
to be
been.
fair, he's lost his
Magic.
eyesight in one eye.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have a cold.
Or a concussion.
He's like, well, I mean, you're very welcome to join us until your friends come back. It's up to you. And then
I
we'll
wouldn't
come
mind
back to the
something.
village. You probably don't want to sleep on the beach. Well, you can if you want, but... I'd like to point out, I can't remember if I said, but Fen has gone looking for wood and stuff as well.
Okay.
Izzy has sort of plonked himself down next to this fire, and they start cooking some fish. Well, they start catching some fish, and then they start cooking some fish.
Okay.
And as they tuck into the first one, they look over at you that aren't eating anything, and they cook the next one, and they're like,
I'm not there. I'm
no,
up.
I know you're not. You're on the boat. But they look over to you. It's like, do you want to try the local fish?
Sorry, me.
All of you, as in,
Oh.
well, apart from Charisse.
It's
It's very good, he says, and he takes a bite out of another one.
I think Ina is kind of like, oh, savages. Like you
It's
eat the
rather
fish.
good. We call it barbecuing.
Ooh, barbecuing.
Okay.
So now tell me, what is the trick behind this barbecuing?
Well, you light a fire, you catch a fish, slap it on the fire, it tastes good. We do
Should
that,
you-
and we drink our wine and our beer. Oh, well, rum's the favourite, ain't it, lads? And they'll go, and they all
Wait,
drink
wait.
like rum.
I think Aelar had some rum in his secret bag.
Secret bag?
No,
What kind of
it's
people are you?
Well, I'm a man who likes to keep my drinks to myself. You know how it is about sharing ancient bottles.
Well-
But I tell you what, my friend, since you have taken us in and you are sharing your fish, I will gladly share my rum with you.
Well, if you want to try a real good rum, you want this. And he reaches a bottle and he goes, my wife makes this. Doesn't he, lads? And they all go,
Oh.
"Brr." And she's just like,
I would
Try
I
it.
would love to
and
try.
he necks his own bottle.
I would
try it.
love
he sort of
to
does
try
like
it.
like it's really, really strong sort
Okay.
of stuff.
Ina, maybe you should, Flo, maybe you should try the fish first. I'm just thinking your stomach is still quite empty.
No, don't worry. And she takes more from the whiskey. Don't worry. I'm gonna eat.
Who's
later.
whiskey? Sorry, what whiskey?
Yeah, no, sorry.
the rum.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Alcohol. I'm gonna drink the
I
alcohol.
drink alcohol. You seem to have a very good constitution for it. Okay, so this is strong rum. Are you necking it, or what are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay, another constitution save, please.
Like Ina got this covered. Don't worry.
Do you really?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, she does. She really
Ina is
does.
like the master of
Stop the
alcohol.
Aelar!
Oh, really?
Like Phil looks at you and his own bottle, like Jesus.
That was
Aelar would like to
excellent.
fake taking a shot just to, like, be part of the group, but not actually do it. I can roll a deception.
Yeah, roll a deception.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look like you take a sip.
This is the best rum I have ever tried. Like
I will
compliment.
tell
to
my
your
wife.
She did some
Yes,
great.
it truly
Like,
is
she-
fantastic.
She really got that like a bit of a smoky taste to it.
Don't you think so, Suze? Oh, yeah.
Anston, seeing Ina drink some, drinks it too, thinking, oh, if Ina can drink it, I can drink it. He almost passes out, ultimately. Like, he sort of proper starfishes out on the beach, and Phil and something are laughing at, like, well, the priest can't hold his liquor.
Izzy, not for you. Absolutely not.
Izzy's looking like, oh. Like, as he goes to
But
reach
you
the
should
bottle,
almost certainly try some of this barbecued fish.
barbecue fish. I never had barbecued fish before.
I believe it's barbecued. I think it's because they set up a little fire bar by the bay. I think that's...
Oh, okay. And he reaches out and starts
And
like,
I guess-
devouring into this fish, and he's like,
I guess you
"Ah,
put
this
things
is
in a
good."
line, like they're in a queue, maybe? The barbecue, maybe?
Ina tries the fish, but she's really nitpicky. Like she thinks the fish by itself is really like disgusting and don't
Yeah.
really touch it.
You-
but
you
still
eat-
want to be polite.
Yeah, you eat the fish, but you nibble it at the edges, and it does
Yeah.
taste very, very good.
Yeah,
But it's still weird to you.
yeah.
I eat the
And-
fish bowl.
You're gonna just like put it in and pull it. out again, like type thing.
Roll
Just the
performance.
bone left.
Bro performance.
And they hand the fish over to Aelar as well, and like, do you want any?
Why,
well,
yes, certainly. I would very much like to try some.
And he just passes you over one because Warathlian just ate a whole one, so they had to cook another one.
Why, thank you. And I will, if they don't give me a knife and fork, I will produce one from my pack.
Okay, you produce a knife and fork, and Izzy's looking at you, and suddenly feels like he should do the same, and finds a stick that he can start jabbing at the fish with.
I will ask him to pass me the stick,
He does,
and I will quickly carve him a little spork.
and he looks really chuffed with it, like he's like, and he is shoveling it in.
Just another thing I could teach you. Now, Izzy, perhaps this is a good time for me to teach you to read, and he will dive into his pack for one of his books and take Izzy aside and start teaching him to read.
Did you have the books on you when you fell overboard?
No, I would have left the pack and the rum and whiskey on the boat.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I'm gonna take another drink of the thingy.
Okay, Constitution save. Like I said, this is
Like
strong
I
stuff.
want to find an Enos like how much
Threshold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cautious with the rum as well.
No!
Natural
You
20
are
Enos.
absolutely fine. Like, these men are almost slightly terrified by how well you're drinking this.
I have
But-
been on many parties.
But yeah, so as the evening goes on, I think Izzy is sort of slumped, tired. He's getting very drowsy, and he sort of falls asleep against Aelar briefly. And Warathlian, you start to feel dozy as well, very tired. And so does Ina.
God damn it.
And
You
the
see- you
rest
guys-
of them are. You see that Phil and the others are not doing anything
Can I-
different. They seem absolutely fine.
Can I roll a Constitution save?
You can to check.
You're
your
gonna
status.
nat one it now. Just watch.
Yeah, I wanna
Not one
use
now.
my advantage as well.
Mhm.
Please. No.
You
17.
all drift off to sleep.
Gosh darn it.
You are unconscious. You are on the boat unconscious
I'm unconscious. Since when?
because you got knocked out. You had the pile of boat where you took a 4D
I was-
and you were
Were you
dead.
stumbling?
Yeah, but you're still out.
All right.
And that is where we will end this session.
Everyone's passing out except Aelar.
No, you are as well. Sorry. Sorry, did I not say that? I think I just said Izzy, didn't I?
You just
Sorry.
said you two pass out.
Ah,
Yeah,
so I
that's
meant
why I was
Aelar
like-
and Izzy pass out.
Right. Okay.
Is that
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. Ooh.
Well,
Cue the Yours music.
Cue Pirates of the Caribbean music, I think, for this fucking episode.
Don't wake up.
I
Copyright
can't
issue.
copyright
actually,
reasons.
I think you'll find it's Black Flag. Thank you. I've been going with the Assassin's Creed thing the whole season. Thank you, Alice, for that lovely little chapter.
A bit different. You didn't have a dramatic ending.
I didn't have a dramatic ending, but I think it was yeah,
It was refreshing.
yeah, strange. So, let's go round. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Thought it was nice to have a bit of good old fashioned role play between me and Ina. I think our relationship was getting quite fictitious, and it was good to iron things out a little bit.
Yeah, I think we need that talk. And I think it's gonna be a lot more fun to roleplay when we are in the same room, because now we're gonna let each other do our thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, we were both very much like, ooh, goody two shoes, and oh, you're stealing again. I don't know why I gave Aelar the female voice there out of the two, but there you go. Okay, so yeah, Amber, you've already started. You might as well carry on. How did you find the episode?
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's really fun session. With Ina got a lot of roller coaster with that small, like, boat session, which was kind of fun. And as I continue, like really good. Me and Aelar sorting things out, so now we can actually do our things. Also, small role playing with Cherise, which is kind of nice. What else? Like Ina she's handling alcohol like a god.
Like,
I'm loving it.
You handle it much better than your brother.
yep.
Aelar has not had a good run with
Yeah,
alcohol.
she's gotten her drinking abilities from her mother, so there's been a lot of fine parties.
Must be the human
where
side.
They tried different sort of stuff. I'm not used to alcohol, so I can't really. I can speak for Ina, at least with that. I'm just gonna pretend I know things about alcohol.
Ali.
I mean, as always, I always have questions at the end of every single session, and I'm just there like, I think it's just a running theme that I just constantly make characters that it's just miserable. The poor one, not always miserable, but sort of she's trying to come to terms and just admit that she is a murderer and killed her own sister. That's still going on the back of her mind, but she's just, as she said today, like, she's trying to forget the past, but she's not really. And so this whole Ina almost dying because of her thing has really, really shaken her, and she's now very worried, and sort of her thoughts about, because I mean, she's, ever since she learnt of what she was and why she is who she is, she's had thoughts about why she's in the party and if she's causing them danger. And now that she almost inadvertently led to Ina and Izzy drowning, then she's sort of seriously considering her place and what exactly is she's doing there and whether she's doing any good at all. But I'm excited for next week, as always.
Ed.
Yes. Did fucking love that boat heist.
Yeah, that was a top moment, actually.
That was a top. Or everybody that's falling in the water. Why are we being on boats for? We are not supposed to be on boats.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a good session.
Yeah. Yeah.
The chat gave me so much to work with.
I know. To be honest, I was gonna say, I feel like this session is, we've almost had the most amount of chat interaction, because I don't think we've ever had so many consecutive donations all the time throughout the 3 hours, you know. So honestly, thank you guys, because this has been so interesting. Thanks to your donations.
It keeps us on our toes, definitely.
Really.
Talking of being kept on your toes, Alice.
Hello. Yeah, I really enjoyed this week, and I am very, very excited for next week, because obviously I know what's happening.
Yeah, you do.
But yes, thank you for playing. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it again. It was a bit of a calmer session. Like, I wanted to have one that wasn't so dark. I mean, the beginning was kind of dark, but
Kinda.
just make it.
But there is still a boat. It was
Middle.
fine.
The boat, you fell off the boat. That was fine. There was a giant, weird, amphibious frog creature that, you know.
I've lost an arm. This is the second
lost an
character
arm.
I've made that's lost a limb.
We might be able to find you a new one.
Just
don't
go
worry.
No.
Next week, Sharice is going fishing.
I'm
She's gonna be
sure.
there with a pole.
I'm sure there'll be a stick or something we can find to replace it.
Stick?
Would any arm suffice?
I don't think so. Cause it's
We'll just get like an animal arm.
Anyway,
Like a restaurant.
so me, you guys, I'm putting things in the chat right now. If you guys want to join in, we do one shots. At the moment, we're looking at Wednesday and Friday going forward. We'll be doing one shots all the time. So if you want to get involved with them, get on the Discord, get in the I Want to Play D&D channel, or send me a DM direct, and we will accommodate you. Also, hit me up on Twitter, because that's where I do all of my communications about one-shots, future academies, and all the rest of it. And if you want to see the rest of this campaign and some of the one-shots that we have done recently, get on the YouTube.